Mark, they totaled it.
They did.
Well, then here's the thing. So I took a lower value, right? Because they gave me this number. And I was like, look, I don't need all that money. So just give me enough to pay off the lease. And all of a sudden, I get a check in the mail from Allstate the other day. I'm like,
Well, you get what you get.
yeah. Well, no, but they still ended up paying me full value for the car. I was like, okay, whatever. And then he told me when it goes to the salvage sale, he goes, whatever we get above the number we gave you is yours. And I go, well, how light do you think the number is? He goes, 6, 9 grand.
So you made money?
Yeah.
It happens a lot, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What are you going to buy? Same thing?
I already bought it. I had them pull one in a year just so I can still get one because they're not making it because they went to the new body style. Tom, how you doing?
We're up. Hey, man. What's your regular hairdresser sick or something?
Oh, look at this guy. Hey, listen.
He loves you, man.
You know what?
Should see what he calls the guy from Bionville. Big ugly son of a bitch.
Like the warehouse. Well, the warehouse isn't that bad.
We're in the same hairdo for a long time. Shouldn't throw stones from a glass house either, there, big guy.
I went to bare minimum.
Dude, that website's wild, man. Which this guy's, it's pineapplelabs.io. I've never heard of .io.
Pineapple Labs?
Pineapple Labs. So we do a handful of things, but our primary goal is to do real estate automation for the listing process. And so we kind of really focused on the visual piece first. So.
Well, where are? Oh, here you are.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Technology company, software stores, resident, commercial. Oh, okay, cool. So what kind of stuff do you do for people? Have you heard about these guys we had in? They're doing like an Uber for listing. In other words, if you're a broker, you want to list your home. Not listing. You want to show. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get people to show the home. So these people that brokers sign up to show homes, you know, and then they get a fee. It's just a flat fee for showing the home.
What's the company?
Oh shit!
It's not very expensive, is it? It's like
no.
30, 40 bucks.
People,
this is for showings.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, that's all it is. So in other words, if you need to show, if somebody wants to see a home, they put in a request, and then anyone in the area that has already signed up and been approved, they can show the home. You don't have to show your own home. You just make sure.
So someone else can come in and show. So if you
that's basically what it is. Because one of the hardest things for real estate people. Hey, Suze, do you know where the cord is to my headset? So one of the hardest things they said is getting people to show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So they said that it's an Uber kind of app. You know, so let's say somebody requests a showing.
Yeah.
I'm a listing agent. I put the request out. Anybody in the area who can show that home for me, they answer the listing like an Uber would. Then they go over and show the home and they get a fee. Or they get a reciprocal.
Huh, that's really cool. So they based that here in Colorado?
Yeah. And so they basically do nothing but.
I find it bizarre, though.
Well, I found it bizarre that, what did you find bizarre? I found it bizarre that it's that hard to get lit. But they said, yeah, that's one of the time consuming.
I don't know who they're going to hire to shoot over and get it handled. I mean, you'd have to have so many.
They already are doing it. They don't hire anybody, Mark. They do qualified real estate people. In other words, you might show a home for somebody. You get paid like $15, whatever you get paid.
Yeah, I remember. That's where the holdup was.
What's really fun is that you can have so many homes shown without being there.
Yeah.
And other people show, and then you might be in an area where you can show a home for someone else. And then there's pluses and minuses. And then they settle I think they settle monthly or whatever, you know, so then.
I'd be shocked that, what happens if they close it? In other words, if I'm trying to sell a house for a client, I think I'd want to be there to try to sell the house for the client. And I'd have some stranger show up.
But the listing agent very seldom says a word. You're not supposed to. When you have your home there and you open it for the buyer, they have a broker with them. Yeah, if you're listing and you're selling it, if you
Yeah,
have your
tell
own
Mark, I know he was
What's up,
dying to
Frankie?
hear.
What's up, Frank? How you doing, bud?
Morning, everybody.
How's it going, Frank?
Morning. Join me at 4 on the day in Capital Show. Is it foolish to ask if the mics work?
When you show if you're selling a house, Frank,
Well, just go by luck.
so you're working for Joe Blow selling the house. Yeah. Would you want another realtor showing up to show that house?
Okay, we're up.
Not you.
I don't know where my...
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Yeah, what is going on in your life? What's happening? 303-713-TALK. Call us with a problem, a question, or a complaint, and we'll try to solve that problem for you. Make life a little easier, whatever we can do. All right, we talk about everyday life, the things that tick you up, the things that make you tick, money and dollars and cents. Basically, somebody ripped you off, lied to you, cheated you, or you just want to tell somebody about a great deal, or maybe you want to tell somebody how to avoid a rip-off or a scam. We do it all. In fact, there's nothing off base here. We can talk about anything you want. We'll go right to the phone, and we'll pop up on some interesting cases, like roofing cases, cancellation clauses. Here's what I say. I would never sign, in general, then we'll go to the specific case later. I would never sign a roofing contract that has a penalty ever. Right? I believe
If a roofer can't keep you happy, then you should be able to leave. They should not penalize you. Now, I do believe you should honor a contract. If you have a contract with someone, you should honor it. And then there should be normal breach of contract issues. But an automatic penalty for canceling, nah. Because you get these door knockers, they knock on doors, they get people to sign up, and then if these people find out, well, I shouldn't have signed up with this company, I should have gone somewhere else, they end up having to pay a penalty. And I think it sucks in general. In fact, with roofing, the best would be if you have no money up front at all, zero, and only pay when it's done. But I don't mind if a roofer requires some money up front if you have the materials delivered or you can verify that the money is being used for your roof, because too many contractors violate the Contractors Trust Act. That's where you take money for a job, but you do not use it for that job. You commingle it. Now, when I talk about Contractors Trust Act, I know I have a big audience outside of Colorado, but in Colorado, it's the Contractors Trust Act. Other states may have similar deals. But in general, the Contractors Trust Act says if you take $1,000 for a job, you need that $1,000 in trust. Now, you can keep it in your general account, but you have $1,000 dedicated to that job. So if you're running short on money, theoretically, you're not supposed to go in and take from that $1,000 to make cash flow. But that's what every contractor in the world does. I'll bet you there are so many contractors out of trust right now when it comes to the Contractors Trust Act. So welcome to the show. Today we will do a real estate show. Now that doesn't mean we concentrate on one topic. We never concentrate on one topic. We have Frank Duran, realestateman.com. Frank Duran's a great guy. He's here. He's done several listings for me and purchases for me. He's done it for Mark. We love him. We really do. We practice what we preach. And the same with Ideal Home Loans. We have them here today. So those are our pros. Then we have a common man in to say hi. He just happens to be a software guy who does software for real estate people. You know, technology has infiltrated every single field in the world. And it makes it better, right? There are all kinds of people that have real estate technologies. And the search tools now are phenomenal. If you go online, you know, Frank, the one that you send me to is RE. Is it RE Colorado?
REcolorado.com.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah. You put in your parameters and they email you. And then Brett Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans, you used to have one, or you still do. You send people, what do you use?
Yep, yeah, no, we have a home search tool as well that we use that you can go and look around, and it links into MLSs and allows you to look around for properties. We can set parameters. So it's the technology is great. I mean, it helps buyers.
But you guys don't act on the real estate side yet, do you? You don't have that, right? You do just loans, just but you provide this as a tool.
Yep, we provide it as a tool to our buying clients.
303-713-TALK. Let's go to the phones. Now, how do I pronounce this name? Acrisius? Accretius. Hey, Accretius.
Yes.
What does your name mean?
I found it to be of Greek origin, a great builder of God.
Oh, okay. I shouldn't mess with you then. So what's going on? What's happening?
Currently, I'm a part of this Ticket to Work program for disabled Americans.
Okay. And so what does that involve, Accretius?
That involves a disabled person that wants to get gainful employment to go into vocational rehab.
All right, so what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm currently under a fire watch at my housing building.
What does that mean? First of all, you called about being part of this work program. Are you part of this work program?
Yes, but I can't proceed further because my housing is in jeopardy.
I get it. I get it now. But let's talk about the work program. How does that normally work? You go to work and you're learning how to do a trade?
Yeah, you go to your local department of vocational rehab, and they'll help you get your education right, get your
Okay. What were you learning? What were you learning?
I was learning residential renewable energies.
Okay.
Bring renewable energies to the residential versus just commercial.
Okay, so you say your program is in jeopardy, or you can't go there, or you can't do it because of your housing situation.
Yes, it's brought down my health condition.
Okay, what's going on with your housing? Tell me what's going on there. Are you in some kind of affordable housing?
Yes, due to the fact that I only get $800 gross a month, I have to have.
What's the nature of your disability, by the way, Accretius, if you don't mind?
No, I don't mind. I have multiple levels of spinal cord injuries.
Okay, okay. All right. So you were at this subsidized housing, and what's wrong with it? You're calling about the housing, not the rehab program, right?
Right. It's about the housing.
What's wrong with the housing?
Prior to the fire in February 5th, it was uninhabitable.
Now, when you say a fire, was this in your unit or in the whole project?
It was in a diagonal above neighbors.
Okay. And so what happened? Are you still living there?
Yeah. I've been trying to move out of this uninhabitable condition prior to the fire.
How is it uninhabitable? Do they agree it's uninhabitable, or is that what you're saying?
I have several reports now that people have actually written it down versus just telling me, I'm sorry about your condition, but I can't come back around here. It's too unsafe. So a couple of people finally wrote
now,
it down.
Are there many people out of housing there, or just your unit?
We're all in jeopardy here, Tom. It's 22 units funded by either straight cash or project based or.
Okay, 22. How many people are displaced right now because of the fire?
One directly, the unit that caught on fire, but
right.
The rest of the building is in jeopardy because there are multiple, at least 3 fire and building code violations.
No, but I'm asking you right now, though. I'm trying to get a feel for this, Accretius. Are you living there? Like, do you still live there every night you go to sleep? I mean, you wake up in this place. Is this still your place?
Yes.
Okay.
Month to month.
But you're saying that it's not livable.
Right. From the fire department, they say that there are several building and fire code violations. The reason we're under 24/7 fire watch as of February 6th, and it's still ongoing.
What do you want done? I mean, what are you looking for? Are you looking to get out of there, or are you looking to get it fixed? What do you want?
Well, what I need here, Tom, is emergency housing.
Okay. So you don't want to live there anymore, is that right?
Right, because they already told me that they don't plan on upgrading my apartment like they did the other apartments. They told me this directly. Instead of.
And how much do you pay out of your pocket for this?
I'm currently being charged $80 a month due to my over-the-counter expenses.
Okay, $80 a month, and then the rest is subsidized. Are there any other subsidized housing?
Yes, as I previously stated, there's other HUD.
I mean, have you looked into getting into some other ones?
Yeah, I have, and the waiting list is 2 to 5 years without a voucher.
Oh my God. I don't know what to do. And I'm thinking out loud here, Creatious. You're in a place where there was a fire, you don't like the conditions, and you're trying to find another place. I get it. I get all of it. Are you sure this place is so bad that you can't make it for a little while, or you're saying they're just terrible people and they're never going to fix it?
Right, they're never going to fix my unit. I've been trying to deal with this.
If you had to pick the top 3 problems with your unit, what would it be? I know I'm not interested in code. What I'm interested in is actual living conditions. If you had to pick the top 3 problems, what would they be?
The water damage in the ceiling in a couple of places.
Okay. Water damage? Okay, I get it. What else? Water damage is one. What's another? Right.
The upgrade of the appliances and the countertops.
Okay, but what I'm talking about is stuff that's dangerous or unhealthy. Creatious, I understand you want it to be upgraded, but I'm talking about what is this emergency housing you're talking about? This water damage, does it present a clear and present danger right now to you?
Yes, it does.
What else? What else?
There's water damage. There's
what else?
There's infestation.
Okay, of rodents.
Where is this place? I'd like to go see it.
Yeah.
This is 26th in Welton, a historical landmark.
All right. Okay, hold on. So far, I have water damage and I have rodent infestation. What else?
Right, and we're having electrical problems.
Okay, so listen, all we can do is open up a file and go look. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things, okay? We get a lot of calls about housing, and what we look at, I understand this isn't the ideal situation for you, but what we look at are places that are intolerable because there are so many people facing a housing crisis right now that for example, let's say that you had out-of-date appliances and your countertops were not nice looking. I'm not saying this is your case, but let's say that's the case. It's not necessarily egregious to a point where we got to get you out of there to another place. But let's say you have water damage and you truly have mold problems and rodents and dangerous electrical situation. That's different. We have so many people right now that are they're so hurting for housing right now, especially in Denver. You right now have a sweet situation. If the conditions were better, you have $80 a month in a place, and now you want it updated. I understand. That updating might not fall into what we call an emergency situation. That's why Mark wants to go look at it. So hold on, and Suzanne will get the information. I'm Tom Martino.
I wonder just how bad it is. That's the thing I'm wondering.
It's never as bad.
Mark, your question, no, I usually don't want them there.
It's weird, isn't it?
Usually.
Because you want to sell. If it's your listing, you want to be there to sell it.
That's true. Yeah, that's usually don't want
Answer questions about it.
Here's the other thing, when the buyers are talking, I want that to be a private conversation. I don't want them saying a lot because people have surveillance cameras. What should I tell? Let's keep all this stuff quiet until we can look at it. So you don't want them to know a whole lot about your buyers.
Follow up.
And by the way, thank you, man. That was awesome.
Oh, did you like it?
And the thing that James keeps
But,
saying
you know, it's going to sound so
It's really cool looking, isn't it?
It's really
and
cool.
they all want to
It's
use
going to sound so
they want to
corny.
salvage it.
Okay, guys, we have to be silent in 10.
And
I'll tell you later.
Valerio said nothing is good.
At Farmers Insurance, we know every windshield collision has a unique sound.
So basically, are they ignoring us? Gotcha. Your mic's going on. Centeno Schultz, the clinic that we endorse for true living stem cell therapy, they have weekly seminars. Now, we don't always talk about where they are and when they are, but they're weekly. And they're held usually in the Broomfield area or the DTC area. To find out more, you can always go to the website avoidsurgerytoday.com, and you'll find out about the next seminar. And if you want to call directly and get an evaluation, call them. 303-963-9201. You don't have to go to a seminar. Seminars for information, because there's so much false information going around, especially from chiropractors and all of those people that use amniotic fluid and they use umbilical cord blood. They are not living stem cells. Centeno Schultz, the original stem cell doctors, the experts, avoidsurgerytoday.com, 303-963-9201.
Knows it's hard to find qualified candidates when you're hiring.
It's like finding a unicorn.
But when you post your job on Indeed, it's easy to find people with the skills you need.
How you doing, Brent?
Good, how are you?
Oh, pretty good.
So what were you saying, Frank? What's your favorite part?
My favorite thing was getting up, having breakfast, and sitting and talking for 2 hours uninterrupted.
Where?
That was my favorite thing. With Renee at the Gaylord. Yeah.
Oh, with your wife. Okay.
Uninterrupted.
What'd you think of that sports bar TV, man?
Boy, man, that thing was...
You ever seen anything like that?
No.
Second largest in the country. Number one is Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
That's crazy.
That's a solid TV. That's not a projector.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. That
Wait,
was...
is sports bar TV that size?
Yeah, second largest in the country.
Where? In the Gaylord?
In the Gaylord.
Oh.
We stayed there for the Super Bowl. It was unbelievable.
It would be cool.
It was unbelievable. Big recliner lounges. It's almost like a newer movie theater kind of.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you go swimming or anything there?
No. It was packed. But honestly, with Renee's leg, it wouldn't have. But it was still relaxing. What's that?
Did she have surgery?
No, she's going to, actually tomorrow we're going to physical therapy to get a look at. Just to get a look at.
Where? Okay, so it's not Centeno?
No, not Centeno. It's with the, I don't know, it's down, I can't think, down north. It's, yeah. It's Exemplar. Yeah.
Where'd you guys eat there? Did you eat there?
Oh, yeah. They had the Italian place, they had the Asian place, and there was a steak place.
How far from
Went
here?
to the Italian place.
What's that?
Do they have a shuttle to?
No, they're morons. They're absolute morons for not having a shuttle.
They don't have a shuttle?
Seriously, no shuttle. It's the dumbest thing. I went up to the concierge. I said, this is retarded. You're going to have people fly in from all over the world to this destination, and you have no shuttle, where every hotel downtown, like the Brown Palace, all have shuttles.
Hey, Ron, good to meet you.
It's idiotic.
It is crazy.
It's idiotic.
Because think about it. If you got to think about this, you could dump your car there and then get a shuttle. People would come stay the night before and then fly out.
Well, that's the reason to do it.
That's the main reason.
I stayed at the Westin the night before because I had a 6 a.m.
Have you
know what?
there yet?
I made the biggest mistake of my life. I thought, first of all, I never, ever, people say 2 hours. I've never done it. But I did for the hell of it because we're right at the hotel. I was there 2 hours before. If I was 5 or 10 minutes, I would have lost everything. The line to check in your, not security, but the line to check in your bag.
You do it outside, Tom.
The same line. It was right down. It wouldn't have mattered. It was a little shorter outside, but it was cold. To check your freaking bag.
Frontier, right?
Took an hour and a half.
Or Southwest, who was it?
It was Frontier.
I always go out.
An hour and a half.
Always.
But Mark, it would have been a little shorter, but not much, man.
It's great. I don't mind tipping them, just not stand in that line. It's horrible.
Yeah, but you got to wait anyway outside.
Maybe when we got golf bags, we'll just wheel up and
You
jump
know
in
what,
my
though?
car and then...
If all you have to do is all you have to do is print a ticket. I don't understand why you have to talk to people. Why can't there be an automatic system for dropping bags?
All right. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. You never think of garage doors until they don't work. One Clear Choice Doors, they do a great job. I have said this before. You never know you don't have a good one until you get a good one. Then you realize you can't hear it. It's silent. It's safe. It's perfect. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. So we also have, in addition to our real estate experts, what I said was a common man today, Ryan. He's a longtime listener. We only have 2 requirements. You got to be a longtime listener, and you have to love and adore me. He's got this thing called PineappleLabs.io. I've never heard of .io. There are so many dots now. .io.
What does that stand for?
Input output? Sorry, can you hear me there?
Yeah, we heard you.
Yeah, input output.
So the hell's, well, you know what, Mark? It doesn't matter what it stands for because really people are getting the dots that they like. You know what I'm saying? Like there are some countries that have.
Yeah, you can buy one, but it costs a lot.
No, to own that is a lot of money.
It's like $100 plus.
Oh, way more. You got to get it all checked out by the registrar, and then other people can use it. So .io are a lot of internet or a lot of technology companies using .io?
Yeah, a lot of the new startups are kind of moving towards .io. It's kind of like the new .com, but input-output, it's more of a standard computer term. I mean, that's the input-output for the actual chips.
Well, like .it would be, you know.
.it would
Is there a .it?
There's, I actually don't know.
Anyway, so what do you do at Pineapple Labs? You make pineapples?
Yeah, for the most part.
What do you do?
So we build real estate automation software really for the listing process. So we've kind of focused really on the visuals.
So do you have one that people adapt, or do you make them custom for each customer?
So right now it's something that people adapt. We started kind of with doing custom for each customer, but right now
aren't there really too many? I mean,
it's pretty cool, man. I went to it. It's a filter you put over the picture.
It's a search tool, right?
No.
No? What is it?
It's a picture, and then they put a filter over it. You know how your iPhone, you can do different filters, if you will? It's a custom filter that makes the house look better. It's cool, man.
Kind of, yeah. So like what we do is like we spoon feed the listing process to our realtors.
So if I'm listing a home, I would use your software.
Yep, you go to pineapplelabs.io, and then you can book the whole listing process through there. That includes
and then you put it up. Okay, and once we do it, once it's listed, it's not on your server. It goes to the
MLS. Yep.
But exactly. You just help them build listings.
Exactly. We try to spoon feed the process so that every realtor has the exact same quality materials.
Yeah, Frank doesn't like that because Frank's got his own system. He doesn't want everybody having the same great system.
Sorry, Frank.
You're trying to put them at par with Frankie, and he doesn't want it. Frank has his own.
It's the only way they can compete.
No, but seriously, so you cookie cutter the listing process.
Exactly.
And make them look good.
Do you do that 3D like the Matterhorn or whatever it's called?
The Matterport, yeah, we do Matterport for some of the larger properties, but we actually don't recommend that for me. It's just expensive.
Now let's talk. What's going on with Chris? Chris.
Yes.
What's happening, man?
Hey, so we were calling the show. We had bought a house. It's over 2 years now. It was November of 2016, I believe, 2016 or 2017. It was a brand new house. We bought it, and the guy that we bought it from had said we didn't need to have a house inspection since it was a new house. It was already inspected by the county.
Well, you know, that's not true, but so many people say that. And you say the guy. What guy? Was this a salesperson for the builder?
No, it was the actual builder himself.
Oh, he had a new home, and he says, hey, you know, I got to pass code and get it built, and it's new. All right, but the fact that he talked you into not getting an inspector is not, it's your problem right now, though, right? So what happened? Did you have any warranty on the house?
Yes, sir. So this is where we get into it. I have a lot of information for this. So
what's the issue?
At the 9-month mark, we hired a home inspector to come in because we had other issues with the house.
I understand.
Came back and fixed. Home inspector came in, found a number of things wrong. The brand new roof was ruined because the builder came out and face nailed the shingles, put silicone on top of the face nails. The granules are falling off.
My goodness.
Yes, sir,
so
it's a brand new roof.
Okay, he nailed it the wrong way. But what I want to know is this, Chris. You had him come out 9 months later. Was this house under warranty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you found deficiencies 9 months later, did the builder correct them?
No, sir, and that's what part of the lawsuit is.
Okay, now, did you have warranty issues that the inspector could say, this is definitely a problem, this is definitely a problem, and you were in warranty, right?
Yes, sir.
Why did the builder refuse to honor the warranty?
Because he's saying it was our fault due to the grading issue. When to begin, they improperly graded the site, so we're on a hill, so the water runs to our house and puddles in front of our house.
Yeah, but grading, here's what new homes usually say about grading. I'm not trying to tell you what yours says. Usually it says you're responsible within a certain amount of months to do landscaping, and all the final grading is left to the homeowner in most cases. Now, I don't know what yours says, but I want to just go through the major stuff. You have improper grading. You said you had improper roof installation. What else? If you had to do major categories.
So since the grading's off, the soil report is off now because the house is teeter-tottering. It's on jack stands and caissons.
Yeah, but why didn't you do landscaping and have final grading?
We did. They were supposed to have it final graded. We did the landscape, but we're on a hill, so even with the landscaping, the water runs to our house, and they didn't put a swell in or anything to.
Okay, what you have to know, listen, I understand, but there are some things I can tell you. Did they follow the county or the city drainage plan they were given?
They didn't.
You're positive of that?
It's because it's out in county. There isn't a city.
So then when I ask you, did they follow the drainage plan, and you said they didn't, the real answer is there was no drainage plan, is what you're saying.
Not for city. It's just a site plan that they have because it's
I'm asking you if the building department who supervises this area, did they specify a drainage plan?
No.
Okay, so you can't get them on that if they didn't, unless they did something so stupid. I mean, you're telling me they did improper grading, okay? They did improper roof installation. What else?
The leveling of the house is off, and so we have stress.
What do you mean by leveling of the home?
We had a structural engineer come out, and he brought in a water level, and he laser level and leveled the house. The house is not level, so we have a number of stress cracks, over 30 stress cracks in our house.
Okay, now, so you sound like you have a bunch of ammunition. You have improper grading, not level, improper roof. What other major problems?
So we hired a structural engineer. He found that they set the house wrong. He pulled all the documentation.
What do you mean set the house wrong?
They didn't use the proper general contractor to set the house. They had a guy straw the permits for them. They paid a guy to pull
I know, but Chris, Chris, here's what happens when people have a lot of information. They start spitting out things that have no connection. I need to know, what do you mean by the term they set the house wrong?
They did not do it properly according to the installation manual.
There is no installation manual. What are you talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's a prefab house that comes with the installation manual that they don't follow.
I did not know it was a prefab. Okay, now that makes sense. So they did not follow the manufacturer's guidelines for installation.
Yes, sir, correct.
And did they assure you they would?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of their job.
Well, are they a dealer?
What are you calling for if you're suing them and you have a
Hold on, let's come back to them. I understand. I believe you, Chris. I believe you that you have improper installation and a whole bunch of problems. I believe you. But as Mark said, now what? Because there are some things you need to do quickly. This is 2 years, bro. This is 2 years. And you only have a certain amount of time to sue them.
Okay. Is he talking about a lawsuit or he filed a lawsuit?
Yeah, okay. Here's the true problem. You sue this son of a bitch.
He goes out of business.
And he goes bankrupt.
Yeah, of course. And then he creates a new home company.
Do you know how many lawsuits against builders are successful? Hardly any.
Well, your bigger ones like Lennar.
Yeah, the bigger ones would, but most of these can't. They get a judgment against them, they go out of business. That's it. Bye. Bankruptcy. Unless you try to show intentional fraud, and you don't have intentional fraud, where the guy says, yeah, I'm going to build this house, and I'm going to screw these people on purpose. They just don't have that.
But this is a manufacturer, so...
Well, really?
He just brought it in, set the foundation, and put it together.
That's it. It's like a steel building.
20 seconds for our house, 60 spot. 20 seconds. I thought they had
20 seconds away, guys.
You know, I thought when they brought it in, there's shingles on it already. Manufacturing.
10 seconds.
Every windshield collision has a unique sound. People.
Okay, I'm turning the mic on. Turning the mic on.
There's a kit. They shipped them on.
The one thing you need when you find out that your husband, wife, aunt, uncle, son, daughter, friend has an addiction, the one thing you need is information. First of all, what kind of addiction? And how do I know it's a true addiction and not just a dependency? And is there a difference? And what do I do? How do I approach them? What do I look for? Are there signs? And what kind of treatment is available? What does it cost? Where do I go? All of this information is free of charge from the Raleigh House. They are an addiction treatment program, but they don't want to try to slam you into their program if it's not appropriate. They want to give you information. They have programs all over the metro area, including rural settings with equine therapy and advanced therapies. But here's what you need to do. Get free information. Call as much as you want. It's confidential. It is free. 720-730-9722. 720-730-9722. TheRaleighHouse.com.
When I had my brother take me places, it was always like, we have to get there early so I can smoke a cigarette before we go
I just don't know what this guy's going to do in 2017.
We always going to stop for cigarettes.
Well, actually, he wasn't sure if 16 or 17.
First thing, smoke a cigarette. After lunch, another one on the way home, before dinner, after dinner. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm kind of feeling like I've lost about 4 hours of every day.
You only have 1 year.
Okay.
You realize you only have 1 year for fraud.
Had this company since 2001.
Okay.
So, yeah. So a while, and I got into it in 96 when I got out of college. So.
Did you go into straight out of college?
Yeah, went into it straight out of college.
So you've seen a lot of change.
Yeah, ton. A bunch.
I can only imagine where that is. I mean, where the industry's going to be going in next 10 years. It's already made a huge jump to so much online.
Yeah, it has. Even still, it's funny because the online piece of it's still a little clunky and a little cumbersome because of all the regulatory requirements, but it's getting better. We're looking at a front-end interface that's much better to walk through an application than kind of what we have now.
Gotcha.
It just kind of keeps it, it simplifies it for the borrower. So makes it more
a company that just handles specifically that front-end interface.
Yeah, so what it is, it's just it's basically bolts onto our loan origination platform, but it's a different way of walking them through it's more of a narrative through the loan application rather than here's a link and just fill it out.
Yeah, the narrative ways are so much better because it takes people like through it walks them through.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense.
I think, what is it, 3,000 rooms? I think it's crazy big.
Where'd you go to school?
UNC up in Green Bay.
Nice.
Yeah.
You Colorado boy?
Yep, born and raised here, so.
Nice. His parents ponied up a bunch of money to get him in.
That's right. I was on the rowing team in Greeley that, got injured right after I started.
Because you're rolling in the dirt.
Right. No rowing. Oh, man.
That one girl was making $2 million a year
on YouTube.
And her parents completely screwed her doing this. She would have been better off not going to school at all. Honest to God.
Taking some business courses.
She really made $2 million.
Yes.
You know what she was taking, her major?
She wasn't using her mom's name either.
Communications. Who's going to teach her how to communicate? Honest to God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being her poor professor? Here's a girl making $2 million a year.
Olivia Jade did not use her mom's name.
Nope. Some of her poster, it was such a basic thing, though. She came up with stuff like, Tuesdays was, she'd try on different outfits.
You know what? The barrier to entry has been taken away from morons. We used to have a barrier to entry, and that was marketing and business. And now you just put your cell phone up, and then you post it. And there's no barrier to entry.
You've got to be entertaining, though. Yeah. And she is entertaining.
I would argue that she is not entertaining.
She was entertaining.
But it doesn't take much. Well, I saw her shit, and I'm like, what? I mean, but I don't think the number one guy.
The 20-year-olds love that shit, though.
Well, I watch my
she wasn't
kids.
Being like. She's really good looking, but
It
she wasn't being provocative
It
or
doesn't
anything.
take much to entertain some of the. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK.
713-8255, okay. Here's what I want to tell everyone when it comes to homes, okay? If you get a bad home builder and you get your evidence, that's one part of it. Here's what you need, okay? Here are the elements. First, you need a breach, meaning it's a breach of contract. I think Chris did a good job. Getting your evidence is only one part of it. The second part is bringing an action. The third part is collecting. Now, Chris, you didn't call me to hear bad news, but I will tell you this. I will give you good news, meaning that if you listen, it could save you money, because plenty of young people like you have been loaded for bear. They've gone to court, and they've won, and the home builder goes out of business, bankrupt, and you get zero. So it doesn't do much good having the evidence and going after them if they are simply going to go bankrupt or go out of business. And unless you're dealing with a major builder, almost every builder who is sued goes out of business. Almost every one of them, except for the big ones. So.
Well, that's what I was going to get into next. He's trying to build 94 home subdivision the same way he did our house. He's drawing permits. He's got a guy that pulls the permits for him, and then he has his own people set the house. So what he's doing as far as permits goes is illegal.
Now,
you can't have people draw permits.
Chris, I need to know your goal here because we have.
Yes, sir.
I just want to know your goal. Is your goal to try to get paid back or fixed, or is your goal to punish him?
Our goal is to get our house fixed.
Okay.
That is our goal. All we ask for is to get our house fixed.
Okay, good. And so when you have a 3-year statute of limitations for contracts. So when did you close on your home?
It was November of 2016. Or 2017. Well,
there's a big difference there.
It'd be 17. I'm sorry, it'd be 17.
So 18, 19. Okay, so you got a 3-year statute of limitations for contracts. You have 1 year for fraud, or from the time you discover fraud. But I think you'd be I would never go after the guy for fraud. It's just too much. I mean, you'd have to show intent and all of that. It's way harder than going after someone for breach. But here's the deal. You said you have an attorney, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why do you think the guy won't just go bankrupt?
Because he's still trying to build the 94 other homes.
Right.
And trying to sell those other homes.
I know, but so I'm going to ask again. Why do you think he won't go bankrupt?
So that he can continue making his money.
But he can just, listen, here's what you do. I can close my company today and open another one tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So he can still do that. Why am I doing this? Because we have to have something there has to be a reason to go after him. Did you ever talk to him? Did he ever say he would correct this stuff?
Yes, multiple times.
And
that's why we hired an attorney.
What's the name?
Go after him.
Okay, so are you suing? Did you file a lawsuit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you ought to continue because where is the lawsuit right now?
El Paso County.
Where is it in process? When did you serve him?
It would have been 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Right after mediation. We went to mediation and then served him the next day.
Did he show up at mediation?
Yes, sir, he did.
That's a good sign. What did he say at mediation?
So we had the $200,000. It was a $228,000 claim for him to fix the house, the grading, leveling.
Yeah.
The well.
Well, it can't be 228. I mean, that's the cost of the whole house. I mean, how can you have a damage claim of $228,000?
We had Peak Structural come out, and the Peak Structural bid it off of our structural engineer plan to correctly get the water away from the house and then correctly grade and set the foundation.
Okay. So 228. And what did he say about that?
He came back with a $10,000. He came back with $10,000 over 10 months unsecured.
Okay, I can see you guys are wide apart. So then you filed, and you're suing for 228.
Yes, sir.
How much is it going to cost you to sue? Do you know the full? Did your attorney tell you about 50 grand?
Yes, sir. We're going to be right about 50 grand.
Okay, so it's going to cost you 50.
Boy, you better make sure he's got 50.
Well, this is where when we went to mediation, I told him I'm willing to drop the $200,000 pretty much. I said, we'll settle with you at $38,000 because that covers my lawyer fees and my structural engineer fees. I'll let you guys fix it per my engineer's plans.
Yeah.
And then
it sounds reasonable. It sounds reasonable. What did he say?
Absolutely.
What did he say?
He got mad and walked out. He didn't say a word, and he got mad and walked out with his attorney. And then that's when my attorney advised them that we were serving them the next day, which we did.
It's good that you're proceeding because he'll lose. It sounds like he'll lose. But I don't understand. But then I just fear that the reason he's not going to pay. He's just going to go bankrupt.
He offered you $10,000 over a year's period.
Yeah,
Something's
stupid.
wrong.
They're stupid. Yeah, the guy.
Right.
You know.
And so my lawyer says that since he's the sole proprietor of his LLC, he's the single person making all the decisions. We're going to hire an asset tracer, and we're going to go after his, other things.
Chris,
yes, sir.
I know that's what your attorney's telling you, but
yes, sir.
It doesn't always work that way. Yes, sometimes you can pierce that corporate veil, okay? Sometimes, but it's really difficult. You have to really ask your attorney this. What are the chances of going after him personally and truly prevailing? Don't ask him, can you do it? Anybody can go after anybody for anything. Is your attorney experienced?
Yes, sir. He's out of a very experienced firm out of Denver.
Good. Okay. What's the name of the firm?
His firm's Harmon Graves.
Okay, I've not heard of them. Okay, and they've done construction defects before?
Yes, sir. He branched off and started his own company from a larger company.
Just be careful. I mean, I don't mind interceding right now to see if we can, you know, I don't know what we can do. We'll talk to the guy. It's just that, Chris, I don't want you to think we don't want to help, but dealing with these clowns, Chris, they don't care. They just don't care.
I was actually reaching out to you guys because of how big a hand you have. I was hoping maybe...
Well, we will. We'll try to do something. We'll warn people if nothing else. What's the name of the builder?
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock. It's funny. Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, very catchy.
Sherlock. And what's the guy's name you're dealing with?
His name's Jim.
Jim what?
Jim Matthews.
Matthews.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping that, you know, a little bit of pressure mouth here would go.
And where's the subdivision he's trying to build?
It's east of the Springs, and it's by Ellicott. It's out in Yoder, if anyone wants to be specific.
Springs in Yoder. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's east of the Springs. The town's called Yoder.
Are you in Yoder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's where he's trying to build the new houses?
Yes, sir.
And they're manufactured homes. Who's the manufacturer?
My home is a Champion home.
Have you called the factory and said that he's doing things wrong and giving you a bad name?
Well, we called them about the roof because we were trying to get the roof fixed.
No, I just want to know what they said. What did they say?
So they said since he's the one that face nailed and ruined the roof, that it's on their responsibility now.
I know, but did they care about?
Oh, no, they didn't care, and neither did our insurance company. They said since it's within 1 year, our insurance company didn't care either.
Well, your insurance company, what can they do? The insurance isn't a warranty.
No.
No. Insurance, I wouldn't say insurance doesn't care. Insurance can't do anything about it. You're not covered for this.
Right, correct.
Listen, here's what I want to do. I want to call Sherlock Holmes and ask him if we should warn people about them, or are they going to come through for you? Because this is going to cost them a lot of money. 719, is it 719-475-0517?
You know, I'm not sure.
Okay, I think that's the number. Deputy Dan, do you want to, or Mark? I mean, these poor kids, they just want their house fixed.
Yeah, I'll call the guy.
Let's just call him and see what happens.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
Yeah, I know. Oh, never have that up.
And we could go,
I want to go to
if you went right afterwards. Right.
What about Uncle Kevin? Should I do away with that?
Uncle Kevin?
Back in town off Highway. Westbound Colfax is closed at I-70 on the east side of town due to a crash involving a fuel spill. The estimated time it will reopen. And watch out for
this is seriously sad shit for these kids.
85 to eastbound Bromley.
Oh, the house?
No trucks around the
yeah.
trying to clear that out of the way.
Is the foundation okay? I didn't really hear
I have no idea. It's off. I don't know. You know.
It's just the whole thing was shoddy.
Yeah, it just sounds like the guy sounds like a clown.
Okay,
Mike's going on. You know, when it comes to your car, you want knowledge and experience. You want longevity. People have been there a while. You want people you can depend on. I always liken Sheridan Auto Tech to a good, reliable uncle. Hey, Uncle Kevin. Kevin Calkin is a big, friendly guy that just has a host of customers who love him because he has honesty, value, experience, knowledge, and convenience. 2 locations. You got one out there in Lakewood and one in Aurora. Call for details, 303-455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com.
Tom.
Exclusive Molly Cruz's Dirt Gas DJ station with Nikki Six playing the biggest songs and discussing behind-the-scenes details about the new
20 seconds, right there.
story of the world's most notorious rock band.
And you know there's the guy over there on fire, right?
Yeah. If you read the book or watched the movie, you don't want to miss it.
Okay, Mike's coming on. Do you want a chiropractor that does chiropractic, real chiropractic? University and County Line, Bright Light Chiropractic. I love Dr. Mike Hederscheid. He's my chiropractor, Dan's chiropractor. Why? Because he does chiropractic. He doesn't just, I mean, I don't know how to put it. He cares about the body and body healing itself, and he does chiropractic adjustments that are gentle and targeted. Make your own appointment and check him out at brightlightdenver.com. That's brightlightdenver.com.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German.
Okay,
Best
so
of all, you'll remember what you've learned. I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just talking.
I feel sorry for these
Using
guys.
Babbel's
Dude,
15-minute
I
lessons,
buy a house,
I left a message.
manufactured home.
Amazed that I could start having real life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm thinking.
He didn't send pictures, did he?
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language like Spanish, French, or more. Try Babbel.
You got 5 minutes after the show, or you run?
Of course I do.
Okay.
That's Babbel.
B-A-B-B-E-L.
B-A-B-B-E-L.
If you buy me lunch, I have an hour.
Yeah. Take him for lunch. You got 2.
You got it, man. We'll do
tax-free cash without having to repay a loan. It is possible with a reverse mortgage from American Finance. For homeowners 62 years and older, you can live a stress-free, mortgage-free retirement without losing ownership of your home. You just have to keep up to
We could go up there. We did it right away.
Right. You got your template on the screen?
You know, if we get up here and
It's probably going to be now.
I don't know. Where is it? Basically 25 and what?
Website here.
Well, 25
So
and,
basically, we really focus
it's
on
by
business
course
steps,
bill.
but we have right now we have a large contract with Coldwell Banker, nationally, internationally, and basically, I mean, what we really have is like an Uber for photography, and it's more than just photography.
Oh,
for
wait,
all
so you
individuals.
hire the stuff through you too?
Yeah, exactly.
10 blocks
So like,
of Uber,
so when you order, we have a pineapple contractor that goes out there, and they're specifically trained to do things our way with our system. And basically,
So it's more than, so it's not just an input tool.
No, yeah. So we really do everything from the marketing process to getting the home completely uploaded onto the MLS.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I think maybe we can get down there and do it.
In our international markets was kind of where we started.
Someone like Frank, that's yeah, I mean, he has all his own people. He wouldn't use this so much. Right?
No, because I mean, do you have everybody internal like that? Like,
not internal, but he has all of the people he's worked with, all his photographers and videographers.
Yeah.
He's just used to the same people over and over and over.
Yep, and a lot of people are. And so that's
going to be But there are so many that aren't.
So I mean, in the way that we've done sales up until this point, which we'll see kind of what we get just being on the show. But it's been all top level down. So like we've negotiated deals with corporate, and then they've pushed everything down.
You're right. Where this would help, honestly, people getting into business, go visit schools where they're getting ready to get the real estate license and give this presentation. I think you do awesome.
I mean,
they want some guidance. They
need it.
Yeah.
I mean,
where do you start? Like you're listening at home.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder where this is.
And then the other thing that we have that's pretty interesting, and we're actually just releasing this.
If the Dems keep on freaking doing it, they're going to look like idiots.
We have we have a video template system.
The whole report just says we found nothing.
It's kind of cool.
And then Trump goes in there and starts.
Yeah, so basically, like we produce videos for like high-end properties as well, and we have a system that does it so that we can do it for about a quarter of the price.
What do you mean by a template? What do you mean by a template? Like wide shot here, tight shot here?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a template that we have. Like you have eight different templates that you can select from as a realtor. So like, okay, and by doing that, you're basically choosing.
But you still have to input the video.
So we have somebody to come. Yeah. We have somebody to come.
Oh, okay, but it's the template that they're buying.
They basically buy exactly, so they know what they're getting.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com's here. And, of course, Ideal Home Loans for your next what? Ideal Home Loan. And then we have a friend here who's a common man, just stopped in to show us his listing tool. Really what it does is, if you're a real estate guy, you're just starting out and you want to list your home, all right? Well, PineappleLabs.io does. What it does is it starts you from scratch, and it helps you not just what to do and the format for your listing to get it to MLS, but it also hooks you up with the people to do it. So, you know, you got Frank Duran here. He's got all his own people he's used for years, but there are tons of people that don't. or they want to be at par with Frankie. So they say, hey, they go on there, and they can arrange the photographer, the videographer, and everyone right there in one step. So they can go through and not only list it, but have the professionals do the visualizations they want. I like that idea.
We want to give people a shot to even compete with Frank.
Yeah, yeah. So listen,
no, that's not what he wants.
I wanted to ask Ideal, what's refi doing right now? The rates are kind of steady.
The rates are really good right now. So 30-year fixed rates right now 4%, 15-year fixed rates 3 and 5/8.
Okay, so are you getting a lot of refis?
Yeah, we're getting refi and purchase.
But what are why is there a resistance to refi?
Well, I think what a lot of people worry about, and we've talked about this, is they want
rates going down.
Yeah, they want to time the bottom of the market, and they think, well, I'll just wait.
But they don't have to.
That's right. With our interest rate guarantee, you do not have to. We've got you covered.
We'll talk more about that, but if you're thinking about it, just give us a call. We got our experts today. Hey, Sherlock Holmes, listen, I feel bad for these kids. I say kids. They're young people, bought this home. It's a pre-manufactured or a manufactured home. Champion home, but it's not Champion here at fault. But this clown, Jim Matthews, at Sherlock Holmes in Colorado Springs, and he's doing a project in Yoder. It sounds like he slammed this home down, did everything wrong, and it sucks, man. I feel bad for him. And Chris has an attorney now, has to fight this damn thing, and all he wants is his house done right. And it's no small thing, you know, and I sit here and spout out, oh, you have this statute of limitation, you have that statute of limitations, and the guy's just going to go bankrupt, blah, 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 blah. But I forget, we're talking about someone's home. And, Chris, I don't want to sell you short here, bro. I really feel for you, but it's so many times people put everything they have behind a home builder, and the home builder is just a clown. And I think we need to warn people. If so, I mean, I want to call him, obviously, and find out what his side of the story is. Sherlock Holmes. Mark, did you give him a shout yet? You were going to call him. Did you give it?
I left a message with the guy.
Sherlock Holmes,
Tom,
yes.
Hey, Tom, we're not the only ones that have this problem with him. We've talked to other neighbors, and they've had the same problem with him building their houses.
You mean just
roof and everything else?
Just things wrong, just done wrong.
It's done wrong. Same thing, stress cracks in the house from them not setting the house right, and them not coming back.
I hear you. I hear you. And trust me, we're going to make some noise. We mark this as a follow-up. Chris, I can't promise results, but we will let people know about them for sure.
Yes, sir. And the problem is with the last storm, the roof's leaking now, and so now the inside of the house, the west side, the drywall's all wet, and now our kitchen lights don't.
I want you to document everything, please. We want to make sure we keep it documented. More coming up. Attention, if you've gotten a letter from the... I'll be ready.
So you want to do like 10 on Friday? Does that work? For me. All right, I'll send you a calendar invite.
You got it. Let me know a place, but just wherever you pick's good.
Okay. You want to grab breakfast or you just want to get a cup of coffee?
You call, man. Whatever. Either one.
All right.
Either one.
So do self-listers? Is this big, Ryan?
Not here in the U.S., but in our international markets, yes. It's something we could probably get into here, but our agents are our clients. It's like we don't really want to step on anyone's toes.
I mean, like those discount.
Oh, you mean like the discount brokerages?
Yeah.
Like someone like, what's the big one? Like Trilora. I think Trilora is one of the big ones. Yeah, we don't really, we haven't really kind of poked into that space at all.
Okay. What do you guys charge? What is it for?
So for like a standard like a photos package, which is like the most basic thing, $150. It's pretty cheap.
I would think a discount people would jump on it.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do about 12,000 listings this year. So we're hoping to maybe 10x that next year.
And that's the 3D.
No. Well, we sometimes will do the Matterport stuff, but that's mostly just like
that's what they call that, the Matterport.
That's for Matterport. Yeah, we'll do that. Like that's something that we'll package in sometimes for properties that really need it, but most don't need it. That's expensive. That ends up running like about $500. But for some certain properties, it's worth it. If you have something that's $3 million plus, and you're saying, okay, I need to get this out to people that are international clients that might potentially buy this, it's worth it because they may never come in. They may buy it before they ever look.
You got Frank's email?
Let's see here, frankduranhomes.com.
That's not his email, it's called a website. There's a
Oh,
difference.
I'm sorry. I have his email around here too. Sorry. But isn't that?
Ask me first. Go ahead, ask me.
Can I get his email?
303. Come on, Dan.
So you want to spit out his work address next? So he's located at the Remax office.
He's way down there, bro. His office is far away.
Yeah.
It's nice, though. It's a really nice office. His broker is really...
He's way up north, isn't he?
Yeah. I've only been up there once. It's so far.
You don't go past kind of downtown Denver.
I try not to. I got to drive my freaking bus down to Century. I hate that drive, man. I hate it. They're way up there.
Frank at frankduranhomes.com.
Frank. Okay. FrankDuranhomes.com. Awesome.
Meantime, Jared's president's comments came during meetings with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as the president signed a proclamation recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights.
We hold the high ground, and we shall never give it up.
Netanyahu cut short his White House visit because of a rocket attack earlier today that hit a house in central Israel, wounding 7 people. Israel's military retaliating, bombing Hamas targets in Gaza.
What does the cough button do?
Just pauses it.
Just pauses it?
Mutes it.
Gotcha.
That's when Mark starts to scream propane, then you hit the cough button.
Another version of Ask the Pro.
Get a fine.
I got a letter from Sandy in Seattle about
What does a fine like that look like?
No idea. Never got one.
Yeah,
It's not good, man. It's a lot of.
Well, I think you got a repeat, right? It's not a one-time deal.
Oh, so yeah.
I don't know. Didn't they hit the Super Bowl when her tit came out or whatever? Seriously, didn't they end up paying a big? I don't know.
Oh, that was a huge fine.
It was massive. So I don't know how that works, man. I think it's completely up to the discretion.
It's the only one. Not the drill is all natural.
Of course, that was a national audience. So.
Yeah, that was national.
And it was live.
International audience.
It was live.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
I lived in Vietnam when that happened, and I remember seeing that. It's like first thing in the morning. Crazy. It's like all everybody can remember.
Right. Yeah. The highlight of the whole thing. I don't remember the game.
Was that done on purpose?
Sponsored by. I think they say it was.
I can see that.
Good thing that people talk.
Yes.
Yes.
That farmer's commercial knows how to get a jingle, don't they?
Man, oh man.
Sting it in the all day, won't they?
They hit it. I'll bet you during these 3 hours and stuff, it's on a dozen times.
When you watch any golf on TV, it's on constantly too. They run tons of farmers ads.
Frank, are you a broker and an agent?
Yeah.
If you are looking for stem cell therapy,
But you're independent. You're not with the.
No, I'm with Remax.
So you with Remax?
Yeah.
Remax or Remax Alliance?
Remax Alliance.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
other fluids they have.
We just.
And I'm sorry if I
What's
offend
the-
people, but you got to figure this out. If a clinic has fluids
President of Remax
shipped
Alliance.
into their clinic, you are not getting true living stem
Don't
cell
stop
therapy.
believing. Always been on Russia.
Frank, who's the president?
Who's the head of Remax Alliance?
Oh, that's Chuck.
Chuck, yeah.
Chuck, I cannot think of his last name, darn it.
303-963-9201.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Centeno, and if you come to one of our stem cell treatment seminars, we're going to give you the real skinny and what works. And
It really bothers me.
we're going to show you
I'll figure it out, darn it.
active
I
and
cannot think of his
functional
last name
again
right now.
without surgery.
303-963-9201.
I've seen lives changed by high-quality stem cell therapy.
It's a special
Chuck and Chad. Chad is
No
son.
Russia
Chad.
collusion.
Yeah, Chad's the
Spite.
younger guy. And Chuck's the
So they found offers there that they
Chad.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to say.
What do you mean offers? What does that mean?
apparently they tried to get him to do something.
Do you like being with Remax Alliance?
Oh, you mean Russia?
Russia.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
What's
That's
that?
an ER.
Well, I'm saying is they actually did try to.
hard to say.
And
And they said no, we don't want it.
No, exactly.
And Chad runs it.
Yeah,
Who's that?
Chad runs it, yeah.
Yeah.
Chad's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
He wanted to nail.
He's a good guy.
Do you like being with Remax Alliance?
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's. I was up with. I met with the. Which office was it? Which office are you out of?
Well, my office is Westminster.
Okay,
I'm
Westminster.
almost never there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Barely anybody is these days.
No, I'm hardly ever there.
No need.
We're always running.
Remember that one guy that used to say, what was just a hop, skip, and a jump away right down the street?
Rolling.
Oh, man, I drove out there one time. I was like, he had me convinced. Where
A
is
short
it?
20-minute drive.
Yeah, he had me literally convinced over the years. It was right down my ass. That place is like down over to Kansas. What was it called? What is it? Fort Lupton. Oh, God, is it far?
Interviews you won't hear elsewhere. Questions you won't hear asked. Smart analysis and a little sarcasm. The Krista Kafer Show, 6 to 8 p.m. weekdays.
Krista Kafer on 630 KL.
So with these people that have issues, how many do you see like results from that you guys actually kind of change a lot? Yeah.
Tons, but we get some shows where we can't do anything but just tell people where they went wrong. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, and to make your life a little easier. We love doing it, and we hope we can help you. This hour brought to you by Genesis Total Exteriors, GenesisTotalExteriors.com, but he does interiors as well. You know, you hear us talking about contractors, right, every day. Money down, no work, or little work, or, oh, it sucks. And that's not going to happen with Genesis. Mark Szymanski's the owner. He has a pledge for customer service and excellence in service and products and never misusing your money. 303-679-8509. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Speaking of contracting, okay, so Monarch Roofing signs a contract with a guy, and the guy wants out. He wants out because they don't have insurance and they can't pull permits. I think that's a good reason to want out of your contract. So they say, okay, but you have to pay a cancellation fee. The guy says, well, that sucks. You can't do the roof legally. But okay, if I did settle for the 20%, give me the rest back. They said no. So basically, now, get this straight. Monarch Roofing, at the time we looked into it, no insurance, could not pull a permit, could not legally do a roof. Monarch Roofing. Yet, they wanted to take 20% cancellation fee and
25.
Oh, 25. And they won't
that
even,
was in the contract.
And now yeah, but it's a contract they couldn't fulfill anyway legally.
Well, I'm sure they're saying that they could have got insurance and started it. Now,
okay,
they are meeting them soon, though.
But here's the deal. On top of that, they wouldn't give him even his 75% back.
Yeah.
So what's that all about?
That I don't know. That's the part.
I put out a big warning, people, because you're going to find them on other lists that may not be as discriminating as we are. And I warn you, do not use Monarch at this point until we find out way, way, way more.
What really irritated me is when this rep came on, this Jonathan Myers, and he tries to tell me they have some kind of legal obligation to the insurance company is why they couldn't give the guy the 75% back. I haven't heard tap dancing like that for a long time.
Monarch Roofing, people, please be careful. Also, be careful. She took the number down of this home builder, but it's Sherlock Holmes, Jim Matthews, Colorado Springs. Mark's been calling him. These guys put money down on a home. It's a manufactured home, and they're doing a lousy job. We have another follow-up, James.
Hey, real quick on Monarch, though. They are meeting, according to the consumer, they're meeting with this guy sometime in the next few days to try to work something out.
Okay. Now, Daphne, what was the original deck problem with James?
So James had his deck built, and it just...
What?
Horrible. Nothing went right. Quality, the materials.
Who did the work?
Dan, you have that information.
Deputy Dan. Anyway, the guy, was it paid for? What was the situation? I'm trying to recall this situation.
Yeah, it was completely paid for, and then it wouldn't pass inspection.
Okay.
So we sent Valerio Holmes from our referral list out to take a look at it and give us an honest feedback on it.
Dan, what were you going to say?
It's Colorado Springs Deck Builder is the name of the
And it would not pass inspection. Okay. And it's Colorado Springs Deck Builders. That's the name of them?
All right? And what happened when we had our guys go out there?
So Lewis from Valerio went out, and he said that nothing is salvageable.
Oh, my God.
That nothing meets code.
Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, so Colorado Springs Deck Builders, did you tell them that? Did anyone talk to him yet?
We tried.
They just email. They don't answer phones.
Okay, how much is this guy out, James? Do we know?
$20,000, I believe.
$20,000 for a deck that is useless, according to our expert. Do they mean that? Totally, not even the post, nothing can be reused?
Yeah, Lewis said everything is not to code. And I re-asked him this morning because he was not able to come on, and he said nothing is salvageable. And I know James is getting quotes to have it rebuilt, and he's hoping that they're going to be able to salvage them.
This is another case where people pay money, and they're ripped. So Colorado Springs Deck Builders, did anyone talk to him? You going to talk to him, Dano?
Oh, I've tried.
You say they won't talk.
Yeah, they won't come back, and I try to get them on the show.
We just have to keep warning people. And
they say they can't talk to him because they have their lawyer involved.
Oh, I'm so tired of this crap.
I agree. That's what he says.
I hope he does sue. You know, isn't this terrible? Isn't this terrible, the situation we're facing with contractors? I just don't understand it.
I don't understand why people give money up front. I don't understand that.
Neither do I. Now, I want to make sure that you know it's not illegal or improper to have money up front if it's reasonable and if it's for work beginning or something, plans or something, but just to pay money for the hell of it, or you got to get on the schedule. Screw you. Colorado Springs Deck Builder, and now we have Sherlock Holmes. We have to keep track of these again. The Sleaze Brigade has to be updated. I know I keep threatening, and we will. Frank Duran, the real estate man, is with us today. Also, Ideal Home Loans. For your next Ideal Home Loan, we have people in, and then we have a real estate tech company that does a listing service. They have basically a tool to help you list your homes if you're a pro, if you're in the business. It's not made for homeowners, right? Are you going to open it up to homeowners ever? This is Ryan with Pineapple Labs. You ever going to open it up to homeowners?
So in our international markets, we do that right now, but here in the U.S., not anytime in the near future.
Okay, so this is for real estate professionals.
Yep.
All right, 303-713-TALK. Leslie, I noticed that you've been waiting a while. Go ahead, Leslie.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Leslie.
I'm having a little problem with the E470 toll.
Yeah, we've had a number of calls on E470. What's your problem with it?
Well, a few months ago, I got this huge bill from them. It was sent to our address, but the name on the bill and the license plate is not mine or my husband's. I called them up.
First of all, do you use E470?
Well, once in a great while.
How much is the bill?
At the airport. Well, right now the bill is $273.30.
Do they have dates?
That could be like 4 trips,
Well, the prior bills, they asked me to send it back to them, so I don't have, all I have is the last one that I just got.
Okay,
there was a whole string of dates. Some guy was traveling up and down.
And did not match you at all?
The license plate and the name on the bill.
Nor the dates. Nor the dates. In other words, you're saying you didn't travel in the dates they had listed.
No, absolutely not.
So why don't you just ignore it?
Well, I was hoping, but is there any chance they'll send it to collections and it'll be a pain in the neck?
But it's under someone else's name.
You're right. It's not your name.
Right, and they told me. I called them 3 times.
You understand? Said, it's not your name, right? So what do they show a photograph?
No, it's just a bill.
Okay, and it's not your name. It's just your address.
It's our address, and it's not our license plate.
So why do you care? Why do you even care?
Well, I wouldn't care.
Why was it sent? Why was it even sent to your address if it's not your license plate?
They told me that this license plate was registered to our address.
Well, why don't you look it up?
Look up the license plate?
Yes, dear. Go to motor vehicle and look up the license plate.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Show them the bill and say, look, I want to know who has this license plate. You can do that.
Oh, okay.
Can't you look up a license plate for a couple bucks? Can't you run a plate? Why? Are you sure?
They don't let you do that.
They don't let you run a plate.
Can you imagine someone, sees, a good-looking girl and decides, oh, I'm going to get her information? It just doesn't work that way.
Okay, then we can run the plate.
Well, we can, yes.
Yes. So get us the plate number. Let's just put this to bed. But if it's not yours, forget about it. I tell people, when you don't have something that's accurate, don't break your bones trying to get it fixed. The hell with them. Let them put up or shut up. When I have people call me and say, well, you owe this, I say, okay, prove it. Who cares? But you have to be ready if they try to slam your credit. Now, normally they have to have more than just an accusation.
But it wouldn't even be hers. It's the ironic part.
That's really funny. That's right. That is really funny. William, what's going on? William?
Hello.
What's happening?
Hello, Tom.
Hi, what's going on?
It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
I live in the senior homes in Colorado Springs.
You live in it's called Senior Homes?
Yes, Colorado Springs.
Okay.
3101 or 3102.
Is it a subsidized place, a nursing home, assisted living, or just a regular place for 55 and older?
55 and older.
Okay.
And we don't have telephone or we don't have online anything. They have 3 computers that don't work.
Hold on a sec. Is this a home that you have or an apartment?
I'm in a room. There are 4 units that house people. There are like 8 rooms per unit.
8 rooms per unit, and you all have a common kitchen and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, 1 kitchen per unit, yes.
I see. And in these units, there's no broadband?
No.
Was there ever broadband?
There was, but there's 3 computers that do not work.
Well, is that part of your lease? I mean, I've never heard of a place supplying computers to you.
I tell you what, Tom, I really hate this. I'm trying to get out of here, man.
Okay, but you'll have to explain it to me. Hold on a sec, William. I'll come right back to you.
So these emailed before I went to the consumer people, and they said that they were going to look at it. This guy is like 5 times. This is the first time he said he could come on.
What is it? I mean, it's a boarding home or something? It sounds like a boarding house for seniors.
Yeah, I have to call it a boarding house. I'm not sure.
But he's calling about no internet, no computer.
No internet, no computer. They have their staff is short a lot of times. He says it's dangerous. He didn't want to give his name out before, or his address, or his room number, or anything like that.
47. Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-Hound.
All right.
At Farmers Insurance, we know the sound of a perfect hot air balloon landing.
Okay.
And
the mic's going on. Listen, we realize you're going to shop around when it comes to cars, SUVs, and trucks. Yeah, shop around. But here's something that would be foolish. If you shop around and you don't put Rockies on the list, that's all they ask about. They ask that you put them on the list. Why? Because they have selection, a vast selection of used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans from 10 years old and 15 years old to just a couple years old. And they have price ranges from $5,000 and up. But one thing for sure, you'll save thousands, and they're so proud they clearly mark all of the vehicles. So you don't have to guess how much it is, and they don't play games. And then they have financing available, 40 lenders to choose from. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturdays, 9 to 6, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646. RockysAutos.com. That's Rockies with a Y-S, R-O-C-K-Y-S, RockysAutos.com, 63rd and Federal.
Did you know that you don't have to tear out your entire kitchen in order to have a brand new look there? Really? Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths. Quarter-inch thick.
Listen to this. This is very curious. Okay. So 5 tiles broke on this roof. We're going back to Monday. Okay.
With our Duraline synthetics.
They only wanted to do. They didn't want to do the whole roof. The insurance company is what I'm talking about. Okay.
They did not want to do the whole roof.
Yeah. So Monarch took them through and took the caller through the appraisal. Okay. actually went to the insurance company and they did the whole appraisal thing. Is that the right word, not appraisal? It is. The appraisal process. Yeah, correct. What they call it. So they win. Okay? So they get the guy basically 52 grand to replace the whole thing. Okay? The guy finds the exact tiles he needs. He's only got 5 cracked. It's a cement roof. He finds the exact tiles that can repair just the 5. Okay? Now, he went through the appraisal. What would stop this guy? And I don't, this is why I'm asking you. You know where I'm going with this. Why not get the money, just buy those 5 tiles and do it, and put the rest in his pocket?
Because it's insurance fraud.
Well, he said this to the insurance company. He calls the insurance company up and goes, I found the tiles now. Can we just do it this way instead of having to do this whole thing? And they told him, well, we won't be able to reinsure your roof, okay? But if you did have a problem in the future, you could use that money that you got right now through the appraisal to do it. So it's not insurance fraud by any means, because the insurance company's telling them.
Well, yeah, but somebody at the insurance company is telling them that. But if you look at his policy, it says that if you get overpaid, you got to pay them back. But I don't care.
I don't know if that's, I don't know.
You know, I don't think anybody's going to come after him.
It's a cement roof.
Look at this fucking guy. Still good. $20 million from that. This guy's arrested now. He's such a scum.
Oh, he was arrested. Well, look at that, the creepy porn lawyer.
What did he try to do?
I have no idea.
He's trying to extort $20 million out of Nike.
How? Because of the guy whose shoe blew up?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
And, is
he is the creepiest
creepy attorney in Horseface.
He is a creepy porn attorney.
Tucker named him right. Tucker was the one that did that.
I know. Yes, he's a creepy porn lawyer.
So this tells me that Monarch is a grafter also and stuff, because they 5 tiles broken, he's going for the whole roof.
Oh, Jay talked to this guy. They're both. There's all kinds of shady shit.
Real quick,
They deserve each other in a lot of
Line
ways.
1 held a long time, then came on Friday. We needed David. David couldn't come on. I got them both now, okay?
Would you get Compass on sometime this hour or next for a general question on if you're overpaid on roof repairs? I want to bring up the Monarch thing again, and I want Compass's opinion. Thank you.
That's what I was gonna. That's I'd love to.
Tommy, line 1, please.
Thanks.
So if you get it, wait a minute though. If they wrote him the money and he simply didn't repair it, well, they did write him the money. He just happened to write these clowns in.
They take it off your neck. But I want to know something else. So there's wording in certain contracts that might have changed. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Ideal Home Loans is here for your next ideal home loan. And Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank, a really quick question here on listing. If you list a house with a real estate guy, this is the normal business, and you want to take it off the market, her real estate agent is saying, I'm sorry, I have a listing agreement, and I'm not doing anything wrong. You need to keep it on the market until my agreement expires. Is that true? As far as normal, I'm not talking about how you do it, but normal listing agreements, you're technically what? I mean, technically you got to let him try to sell it and make his money or pay him, right?
Right, but boy, I'll tell you though, Tom, usually if somebody asks that, you can withdraw the listing.
Usually you can. Yes. I mean, this guy is just being a jerk. That's what it sounds like to me.
Unfortunately, we run it. I had one time, I'm not kidding you. The agent would not let her out of the contract. He tied her to an infinity contract, a beginning but no end date.
Well, there'd never be.
No end date.
Well, you can't have
No, the Real Estate Commission put a stop to it.
Yeah, good.
But I'm saying you see stuff like that,
right.
Unfortunately, yeah.
All right. Now, now I know, William, I said I would take you next, but we have an expert on, David Salisbury, attorney at law. So he has limited time. So I want to take David so he can listen to this problem from Julie. Julie, go ahead with your problem. And I have David Salisbury, attorney at law, listening. He does wills, probate, estates, estate planning, trusts, and all of that. Go ahead, Julie.
Okay, thanks, Tom. I wanted to find out if I believe that my brother is committing elder abuse.
How?
Against,
why?
Financially.
How?
He has taken away. He convinced her to give up her car. And
convinced who, dear?
My mom.
Okay, so brother convinced mom to give up car.
Give up her car.
How old is she?
She is 79 years old.
Okay, and give up car, and what else did he convince her to do?
He convinced her to go on his cell phone plan, so he kind of has control of her phone.
Okay, okay. What else?
He convinced her to dissolve her will and had her put him on the title.
Did she change will of her own volition? She changed the will with an attorney?
So he convinced her to go to an attorney that was in his D&I group.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, that your brother got her to give up her car. Did he take the car?
No, he had her donate it to a church.
Okay, hold on. And then his cell phone is on his plan, and then she changed her will. So far, I don't hear any elder abuse whatsoever, none.
Okay, so I mean, so he had her put him as the joint tenant on his house and on her house, and then also had her add him to her bank account. So he has control of her bank account.
Yeah, well, she's 79 and he's trying to help her. I haven't heard abuse yet. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying to you that this guy is good or bad, because he could be doing this all for selfish reasons and forcing her. But why do you think he's forcing her?
Because he wants to gain control of everything.
What makes you think he's forcing her? There would be nothing wrong with him wanting full control if she's willing to let him have it. Nothing wrong with it. Here's what's wrong. It's wrong if it's against her will and he's making her. But what gives you the idea it's against her will?
Because I don't think she's of sound mind. She had a stroke back in September.
So you think she's truly incompetent?
In terms of this, yes. And my brother, I believe.
Well, then you can go to court to have her ruled incompetent.
Okay.
And then you'd have to have an attorney. Hold on, no, seriously, you'd have to have a judge say she was incompetent when she entered into these agreements to undo them all. I mean, it's not an easy thing. David, you run across this all the time where one sibling has more influence than another. And there's nothing wrong with influence, is there, David, technically?
Well, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with taking over and making sure everything's done well. But, Tom, the only thing that concerns me, and I'm not saying he's done anything improper, but he put his name on as a joint owner of the house. So when she dies, it doesn't go to the rest of the kids, assuming the will says that. It goes to him. He's now a joint owner on her bank accounts. When she dies, he'll get everything.
Yeah.
Now, if he wants to be a signatory on a bank account, that's fine. But he's going to own that house.
But, David, what's wrong with that if that's what Mom wants?
Well, and I agree with that 100%, Tom, and that goes to the issue of her competency.
Right.
And if you're going to, and keep in mind, the only way you're going to prove that is to have her doctor certify her as being so.
Right. Do you know her doctor, Julie?
I don't know him personally, but I could certainly find that out.
Okay, do you think the doctor will say she's totally incompetent and cannot understand the decisions she is making?
I don't know. I would have to talk to the doctor.
That's what you need to do. And then you have to go to court.
Right. One other piece of it is he's already gotten her. So
keep this in mind before you go on, okay, Julie? Yep. Because I think you're confusing something. You're confusing influence with fraud. Now, if I'm a good talker and I get inside my mom's head and I get her to do all this, it's not necessarily illegal. Okay?
Yeah.
It's just that I have influence. In fact, if a stranger off the street comes in and influences your mom, there's here's where it becomes wrong, is when they lie or they cheat. They say, this is for all of us, and really it's just for him. Or if he says, Mom, you do this, or I'm not taking care of you, you'll be out on the street. You have to show more than just influence. Elderly people can do anything they want with their stuff, even if you don't like it. That's the point, right, David? Isn't there a difference?
There is very much a difference, and I agree with you on that. And that's why if she really thinks that the mother's being taken advantage of because of her medical condition, and then she could call social services and let them come in. But I don't know that they're going to say anything differently unless they speak to her in field, meaning the mother, and feel like she doesn't know what it is she's being asked and doesn't remember doing these things. Now the brother has an issue.
You see, so you got to get to work. But, Julie, do you think he's just influencing her, or do you truly think she's doing this against her will? I mean, just between you and me, I'm wondering, do you really think it's, you know, you just don't like it maybe, but is it truly, could you talk to her and say, Mom, this is not fair, or why are you doing this? I mean, would she talk to you about it, or would she say, it's my business, let me do what I want? I mean, how would it go? Do you know?
Well, so I have another sister and I have a brother.
Yeah.
My sister sees my mom regularly.
And what is she saying? What is she saying about all this?
So my sister is kind of the one who's been giving me more information because she sees her more often. When my sister has point blank asked her, why are you doing this?
Right.
And all of that, my mom won't give her an answer. She won't even say.
Well,
she's not saying, this is what I want to do. I think that she is kind of afraid of my brother.
Could be, but you have to get to the bottom of it. You have to go to court. That's the unfortunate thing.
Well,
I mean, if you, listen, can you talk to your brother about it? Can you say to your brother, I'd like to have a family meeting with Mom and us and see if she's really into what she's doing?
I don't think he would do it, honestly.
Do you want us to call the brother? No, seriously, what do you want? What do you want?
I wanted some advice because I've looked into, like, filing a report with the Colorado Adult Protective Services.
But there's nothing going on. I mean, you can put in a report. I'm not going to tell you not to. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. I'm just telling you from what you're telling me. David, what would you do if this was a client? If Julie came to you, if Julie came to you with exactly what you've just heard, what would you tell her?
I would tell her she needed, and I don't do it, but she needed someone. Either she's got to get her point across to the brother, and maybe that's a letter from a lawyer, and so that he realizes someone's seriously looking over his shoulder, and she could request information, you know. But, you know, just because the mom doesn't want to discuss it with you, you know, doesn't mean anything. Now, there is what's called undue influence, meaning, hey, Mom, if you want me to do stuff for you, then you better change the will or I'm going to stop helping you. Well, that's undue influence, and that's something a court would look at. But, you know, if she's just like, hey, look, I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Well,
so what you need to do, okay, first step, put in a report and let him look into it. It's not going to harm anything except your relationship. Second thing, put it in writing to your brother. So the courts are going to, or a lawyer or anyone's going to ask, have you ever talked to your brother? Put it in writing. Say, hey, bro, I'm having these concerns. Would you have a meeting with us and discuss her decisions? An open and honest meeting with Mom present. Okay? Then you show good intention. Next thing, you start filing motions for incompetency. But, man, is that a battle, Julie. Now, feel free to call back each step of the way. We're not going to give you, we can't give you legal advice, but we can give you information.
Krispy Kreme family.
Well, Nazis.
Did you read that?
What about
11 million?
What about Krispy Kreme?
The people that own it, they own Dr. Pepper, Panera, Krispy Kreme donuts.
What about the family?
They used slave labor during World War II, anti-Jew, the whole bit, man, to build those businesses. To make donuts.
What do you mean?
So you're giving $11 million to...
what do you mean, like slave labor?
That's what it says. They used slave labor during World War II. The founder, the ancestor.
Well, what about the IKEA guy? Wasn't he...
He died in 1954. He used Russian civilian prisoners and French prisoners of war as forced labor in their factories during the war. They were anti-Semites.
Look up the IKEA guy.
And avid supporters of Adolf Hitler.
But IKEA is a Norwegian company.
He donated money to Hitler's SS forces.
Okay, 10 seconds. Mike's coming on. All right, listen, you know the $39 people, Fix It 24/7. They got a deal for you. This is a good one. If you want to get your furnace checked out and cleaned and adjusted, you may say, well, why, Tom? Winter almost over. $39. You want to have your air conditioning done? $39. You want to have them both done? They have a package deal, $68 for both. All you have to do is tell them, I want my entire system cleaned and checked. Fix It 24/7. FixMyHome.com. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
future is now. Make plans to be at the official Denver Broncos.
The Kia started in 43.
But did it say something about him being some kind of Nazi lover or something?
Who, IKEA?
Yeah, the owner. I don't know. I thought I read something about it.
I know they sold horse meatballs forever, man. That's fucking disgusting as hell. That's true. That's really fucking true. They're they're Swedish meatballs were fucking horse.
Swedish horse, but they were Swedish horse.
Do you mind, like, sometime in the third hour, if I remind you, can we bring up my concert problem just to get it on the air real quick?
Well, Beefarino
Staff's
for
reaching out. Is that okay?
Yeah.
What was the horse's name?
No, it's just nothing to do with my heart. I just want to see if anyone else has had the same problem. Verified fan, you buy pre-sale tickets. They ripped them from me, Brett.
Yeah, but
Said I bought too many.
It's the craziest
And I bought two.
That's one too many, apparently.
So you're not allowed to buy. You're not allowed to buy 20.
The one that's four. When you pre-sale, the one that's four.
But you only bought two.
I only bought two.
Right here, dude. IKEA recalls meatballs after detection of horse meat.
Oh, just detection.
Oh, just detection.
What's your take on the Boeing thing?
Okay.
You know why they call it Kia?
No, I mean it's a real deal,
Here's
but I
a
mean
picture.
I don't know if they overreacted.
Swedish.
Here's the problem. They can't be overreacted because they're not straight up mechanical.
It's a software issue, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know what the issue is.
66 arrests.
All I know is this: it's all fly-by-wire. So if something is
Why is that disgusting?
Sold horse meat for human consumption. 66 people.
In most planes, they're up to about 12,500 pounds, or maybe even a little more. And the Lears and all those, you can they're mechanical.
You can override.
Got the trivia
Or
question
hydraulic, but you can override it.
You're the master.
I'm the master. I don't know if I'm the master.
How long was Kramer on
There's
strike?
nothing to.
Oh, for like,
Because it's not connected.
like
I got
11 years. A lot of
one for your monarch
on
moving
for a long
stuff.
time.
Strike's over, Jerry.
Guess what?
You know, there hasn't been any issues here. It sounds like it's a big training issue.
Because of minimum wage. Surpassed what they were asking.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's so good.
How about the one where the alcoholic ends up climbing into the ice cream thing for the rum raisins? He's in there.
That must have been one of the early ones.
Oh, he's in there.
So, what was the one? What was the
He was an
YouTube
alcoholic.
video one time where these kids were taking a bath in the dish sink? You remember that? There was a dish sink and they were taking a bath in it. The girls were taking a bath, and it was a fast food place of some kind.
Say that again.
Recently?
There was it was years ago, but
A scandal.
yeah, it was some workers.
No, there's.
It was like at I'm not saying it was Arby's or Wendy's or something,
But
but it was like that, and they were taking a bath in the big double stainless sink, and
I remember that.
and
It went viral.
oh my God.
The worst one was, what's that new chicken place in town? Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
They put up a picture, two of their employees deep frying a rat right in their fucking chicken thing. And it went viral. They got fucking, a real live rat. They got busted.
They cooked the light. Ooh.
Yeah, they deep fry it.
Peter would have got on them right there.
Yeah.
That's real. I mean,
I don't look at it in that aspect. I look at it as I don't fucking think I'll eat
I'm not
Cane's.
eating Cane's.
That was
I'm
cruel
good.
shit.
I'm out.
That's cruel shit. That is cruel for a living creature.
I assume it was live. Maybe it
Hi,
was.
Tom Martino here. Listen,
I know, William. We've been taking you about the broadband and stuff, but then I'm getting these experts on that I have to take. We talked about Monarch Roofing, and I said, watch out for these guys because they couldn't pull permits and they didn't have insurance, yet they're charging a guy for a roof they didn't do. But it goes far beyond that. They're meeting with him, and the consumer isn't blameless here either. They went into an appraisal process for a full roof. It's a concrete tile roof, and 6 of the tile were cracked. And they went into an appraisal process, and Monarch won and got him a brand new roof. Now, that's no small thing. But I have a question for Compass Insurance. Compass Insurance Group, our insurance experts, have nothing to do with this case. I'm just using them as an expert. Jeremy, let's give you a scenario. Sure. Monarch Roofing goes with a consumer into appraisal, and they have 6 or 7 concrete tile cracked, and somehow Monarch wins, and they get a whole new roof or an allowance for a whole new roof. The insurance company writes a check to the consumer. I want to know in general what policy language says in general, because this owner now found out he can find the 6 or 7 tile, and he's going to pocket the rest of the money.
Well, he didn't say that, but that's possibly. But he did ask the insurance company, too, though.
Well, he said he did. Here's what I want to know, Jeremy. I don't care what one person says on the phone. I care about what policy language says. Sure. If I get paid for an entire roof and I find 6 or 7 tile, and let's say I get 50 grand and I spend 10 or whatever, what I want to know is, what does the policy actually say? Do I get to keep the money or not? We get this question all the time.
Yeah, well, the policy typically is going to pay out in 2 parts. So the first is the depreciated amount, the actual cash value. And then most policies require you to actually fix the damaged stuff in order to get the replacement cost. So we call that the recoverable depreciation.
And if you don't recover, if you don't spend it, you don't get it.
Exactly. So you don't have to fix the damaged stuff, but the flip side is they're not going to continue to pay for it. So if there's a payout on an insurance claim for a roof and you don't get it replaced, it's going to cause a lot of issues down the road if you go to switch insurance.
So if I have an insurance settlement for a total roof and they give me up front $15,000, I don't get it fixed. I just want to know this. I don't get it fixed. Next time around, do they deny the whole roof claim or just subtract the 15 grand?
Well, they're probably it's case by case, but most likely going to deny the whole thing because that roof at that point, think of it almost like
it's considered a loss, right?
How would they know though? How do they know?
But this is where you get into fraud, Mark.
Well, I get you, but how would they know is what I'm saying.
Well, the truth is they wouldn't.
Do they ask you, did you actually get it done? And then that's when you say yes.
First of all, they're going to see they didn't write the second check. Yep. And they're going to say, why didn't you ever get your second check? Did you have the work done? And if the guy says, oh, yeah, then that's insurance fraud. I mean,
it would be there.
Okay, so what I want to know, in this case, though, Mark wanted to know 6 or 7 tile he found. But, Mark, you said he already got paid. Are you sure?
Here's what, the whole claim is $52,000. They already wrote him a check for $40,000.
Okay.
So he's got 40 grand.
But he's only going to spend, let's say, 10.
I have no idea.
But let's say, or
he's
5.
Probably going to have the entire roof done.
Oh, I thought you said he was just going to do the 6 or 7 tile.
What he said, what he asked me was, hey, I talked to the insurance company. See, Brian, this guy actually talked to the insurance company, according to him, and said, hey, we found the tiles. Maybe I should just get it fixed now. And they said, no, you already went through this process. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, they told him to keep the money. I find that hard to believe.
But they did tell him they wouldn't give him coverage going forward if he didn't have the whole roof done.
Exactly.
But they would let him keep the money because they paid it, and they're paying it once, and that's it. They'll never pay it again.
If he doesn't get it replaced.
And even if he goes to another insurance company, they won't pay it either.
If the roof's been paid out and he didn't get it fixed, then they would typically
How about if he sold that house? Let's say he did just those 5 tiles and sold the house in a year.
A clue report would show they wouldn't pay it.
So
even
whoever
for the new
moves
owner.
in there.
Even for the new owner.
Boy, that'd be weird.
Well, the problem is if there's existing damage. So if he's not getting it fixed, or in general, if you don't get the roof fixed, that existing damage is still going to show.
But what if there isn't? This is the problem. Let's say the 6 or 7 tile were done, and he only spent a couple grand as opposed to the 50. You know, that's what we're getting at. What happens?
A new owner would most likely get a new roof then. If there was not existing damage, he's not going to be able to keep cashing in on that if he didn't replace it. But if there's no existing damage, and they
so even if they see in a clue report that the previous owner was paid, as long as they look at that roof and it's in good condition and it doesn't have previous coverage, they can't hold it against the new owner.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a little better to say that with a concrete tile roof.
Yeah.
With an asphalt shingle roof, that wouldn't probably be the case.
You know,
But you'd have that damage with an asphalt shingle.
How many cases do you think there are where people just keep the money?
Oh, Jay Brett says a lot, man. A lot.
I think a decent amount for sure.
And really, the only fraud part that comes in is if you lie about doing the roof, right?
Right.
Yeah,
you deserve the actual cash value. You deserve it.
Absolutely,
you don't deserve replacement unless you replace it.
Right. The only time it would be an issue if you kept the actual cash value and didn't replace it. What most people think is, I need this money for something else and I'll get to the roof down the road. That doesn't happen. There's more damage down the road. They never got it fixed. That's where people typically
What drove me nuts about this one is Monarch came in and said it was their duty to the insurance company to make sure the money goes back. Well, they have no with the exception it's in their bank account. They don't have anything to do with the insurance company.
But here's another one, okay? These people that buy hail-damaged cars from a dealer and say they're saving money, and the dealers say, save money never before, save $20,000. But what people don't understand, they have just purchased a car that will never be covered as far as comprehensive. I mean, if you don't get that car fixed, and you're not going to get future damages, are you? Even in a car accident, they're going to say, wait a minute, this car had extensive damage to begin with.
You'd be covered, but at a lot lower rate.
Right.
They're going to take that into account.
And so if you buy the car
and fixed it, then that's different.
And if you buy the car and get it fixed, your insurance isn't going to pay for it. You have to pay for it. So these hail-damaged cars, they're not good deals.
And wouldn't you agree?
You have previous damage on a car. You already start out with a depreciated car.
And usually it costs more to repair it than the discount you actually took.
Most of the time, they make it look like it doesn't. They make it look like you're getting a way bigger discount because they can play with the numbers. So on paper, it doesn't look that way, Mark, but when you think that the car has been previously damaged, people don't like previous damaged cars. They just don't like them.
See, a lot of people think that is insurance fraud, and it's not. You can take whatever they give you and do whatever the hell you want.
Depreciated amount you can.
Yeah.
But according to the, if you have a mortgage on it, you've got to get it.
Well, that's between you. That has nothing to do with your insurance, though.
It's not insurance fraud. It could be mortgage fraud.
Well, yeah, because you agree to keep it in.
But the only time that would ever come back to haunt you is if you defaulted. Because they would never come after you other than that.
No.
Are you guys done with Compass?
That is curious. So a lot of people think that's fraud, no matter how you look at it. The reality is, if I can get a check for $40,000 from my insurance company, I can go out and find a roofer, the cheapest one out there, to do the job, and keep whatever I want.
But you can't collect
the second part. That's right. But if the roof was only a year old, you're going to get about 95% of it up front.
That's right.
But roofers will make you think, oh, no, that's insurance fraud. It's not.
But I'm surprised.
ArtofGranite.net. That's a website that'll bring you to the Art of Granite. And Mitch Floria, in fact, go to his Facebook, ArtofGranite.net. That's the website. The Facebook is Art of Granite Golden. Facebook.com/ArtofGraniteGolden. You know what? He basically sells all materials wholesale, except for cabinets, a small markup from the manufacturer. But the stone, natural stone importer, he'll do all the stone at plain wholesale, and he only charges for fabrication and installation. And here's a side note. The bathroom's done free when you have the kitchen done, and he doesn't charge for tear out and haul away. And that is a big deal, folks. A lot of people do it themselves thinking, I don't want to spend that extra money, but he doesn't charge for that. Art of Granite, where you get wholesale prices and the best fabrication and installation. ArtofGranite.net, 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
I screwed up. It was a chain, a fast food chain called Teddy's that fried that. Kane is the one where the lady, a customer went live on Facebook or videoed the Kane's employee mixing the sugar in with the tea with her hand.
Oh my gosh.
We would be shocked if we really knew what went on.
I agree.
Oh, you almost know what? You would be.
We would be fucking shocked.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Especially if somebody like you send a steak back,
except that these high-class places, they wouldn't do it.
Well, you'd like to think they would.
No, because they have executive chefs back there that really care. But if you send a breakfast steak back at Denny's,
that's in your opinion.
That goes through my mind too. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat it.
Yeah, I did.
I'm not gonna risk it. I'll just eat it. It is what it is.
I don't mess with people who make my food, man.
Yeah, right.
Don't be nice, man.
And it would never be the executive chef somewhere. Well, maybe a Denny's, like you said, but it's going to be the server that's going to be doing it.
That's bad.
What do you think a Del Frisco's server makes, for real, or that caliber?
110.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's fucking good money. You're right. But it takes a while to get there, man. You're not going to walk in off the street.
No, they can make six figures easily. They're all making 80 or 90 if they work hard. You know, you can't just.
You know what's unlike a lot of places, though. You know they probably pay taxes on all that because it's never cash tips at those places. It's always credit card.
Mm-hmm. My sister worked at Castle Pines, and she got a $10,000 tip.
At the golf course?
Mm-hmm.
What did she do there?
Is this
She was a cart girl.
Was it for a foursome, you mean?
Yeah.
No, for a foursome. That's what they call them.
Yeah,
So
they
each chipped in probably.
No, this was just one guy paid the whole. Basically, what happened is that
you don't have to tell him.
She poured a double shot, and the guy wanted it to be even larger than that, and so he started giving her shit, and the other guy felt bad about it, and so he went back on the tip and was like, hey.
10 grand.
10 grand.
Yeah,
you have to have stupid money to do that.
I'm trying to imagine like how.
No, you have to have stupid money to do that. I would never do that.
Yeah, there's.
I don't.
10 grand, no way. Well, I mean, if they saved your life or something, I mean.
Right.
I mean, there are people.
I've given $100 bills to people that I feel sorry for.
I gave 100 to a homeless guy once. That's the most I've ever done.
I don't give money. I give food to them. I'll take them to the supermarket. But no, because I'm afraid.
Well, actually, you're right. I didn't give them a $100 bill. I gave them a $100 Walmart gift card.
We meet them at the store. When my kids, I showed them the trick. I said, if they meet us here, and they meet us there. I said, you go down that street, then you know they're sincere. And you can tell by what they're buying, man. They want stuff that keeps, and then I give them extra because of it. But, man, I will not get, I'm so afraid of this drug because Bob Cote, who started Step 13, says whether you like it or not, it's drugs and alcohol they spend it on. But you can never go wrong buying someone a blanket, a coat,
jacket,
or
socks. Socks are huge.
And you know it's
Number
good.
one.
You know that they're using it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's their good thing.
Renee puts these little packs together and she gives them to me.
That's what Stephanie did.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? And that'll bless people.
We go around when you go to the shelters. She does the homeless packs, all the toiletries and shit.
That's good.
Then we
poncho and whatever. Yeah.
The big one is
really uncomfortable doing that at first.
Who's the guy that does the Thanksgiving thing?
Huh?
The Thanksgiving guy. What's his name?
Daddy Bruce?
Oh, no, our pastor, Lauren?
Yeah, Lauren, that's right.
Yeah, he's Bible Baptist Church, Pastor Lauren. And so, my kids, we went to this one motel room, they're little babies and stuff. We packed in this room, we gave me a bunch of my kids were like,
freaked
I
out.
say, see, man, it's like you don't take for granted anything.
Perspective.
Yeah, that it is.
Hi, Tom Martino
here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, and Ideal Home Loans in the house. On Ideal Home Loans, what is the highest, other than FHA, what is the highest, let me make sure I have it, loan to value you can get without cash? Like, what's the lowest down payment you can get in?
3%.
That's without government purchase.
That's without government. You
can get a conventional 3% down.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What kind of credit would you need for that?
You can go all the way down into the sixes, so 680.
God, that sounds risky, doesn't it?
That sounds incredibly risky. What about documentation? Is it as strict as it ever was, right? We're not getting back to the days of no doc, right?
Right, no. We are not we are not back to the days of no doc. All the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, everything's verified.
And we're not doing 125% loans anymore, right?
No. Although, oddly enough, that loan product did perform very well from a servicing standpoint over time. Shocking.
You mean they didn't default?
Nope. Because it was credit risk the right way. They only did it for high credit score borrowers and people who were in the right situation.
303-713-TALK.
Can people do a VA more than once?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It depends on your eligibility and your entitlement, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
303-713-8255. Somebody wanted to know what you charge for your service on Pineapple. Pineapple, by the way, pineapplelabs.io. They do listing tools for real estate people. Let's just put it that way, okay? Listing tools and hookups. If you want to find a videographer, a photographer, plus you want the tool and the format and the templates. How do you charge basically without going into like all your rate structure?
Yeah, it obviously depends on the package that you get.
So is it like a monthly fee a guy pays?
No. It's specific for that listing. So if you have a listing, you can go right on to pineapplelabs.io and book it from there.
Oh, you don't have to have a. So do you have subscriptions though?
So we do discounts for people that come in like in a large.
Can you buy like what do you buy, a block of 10 or how do you do it?
Just one at a time.
Okay.
So, and which is flexible because people don't know when they're.
No, that's fine. So they buy one at a time. There's no obligation to sign up to anything. Now, I like that. Okay, William, I did not forget you. So William, listen, I understand you're kind of in a boarding home for seniors. Is that a correct thing to say?
No. Well, actually, there's 4 homes.
Yes.
In a row. But we don't have online anything.
But William, when I need to get a picture. You're paying rent, right? Is it subsidized or is it self-pay?
It's subsidized.
By the government?
Yes.
And to get in, do you have to have a disability or a certain income or what?
Just be 55 plus.
Okay, and it's a group home, right?
There's 4 homes. 8 per person.
I understand. But 8 people in one home, I would call that a group home, right?
All right.
And so you have your own bedroom, is that right?
Yes.
But there are other people non-related to you that have bedrooms.
True, yes.
Okay, and you all share the living room and the kitchen and that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Okay, and when you sign up, what I'm trying to get at is, you say you have no internet and no phones. And William, there are some people that would say, big deal. I mean, in other words, is that part of the deal? I don't know what you're promised when you move in. I'm not trying to be wise, guy. I'm trying to say, what is the deal? Do you have a lease that says that you get this and this and this?
No, I really didn't see the lease, but I will admit this. Without landline, you can't have online anything, and I can't even apply for a job.
Okay, I get it. Do you have a cell phone? William, do you have a cell phone?
I'm using a cell phone, the company cell phone.
What do you mean the company cell phone?
The senior citizens cell phone.
So they give out cell phones?
No, I'm using the house phone.
Okay, they allow you to use it?
Yes.
And it's a cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. But as far as applying for work and doing that kind of thing, you're saying there's no place to get email or anything like that?
Right, right.
Okay. But see, William, again, I hate to keep going back to this, but why should they provide you a computer? I'm not saying it's not a good idea. I'm on your side. I would love them to provide broadband and computers and everything you need to get back on your feet. But you may not be entitled to it. I'm trying to figure out the situation. Is there someone we can call, like a home supervisor or something that we can call to talk to?
There's a Mandy.
Okay. Does each home have like a resident supervisor?
Yes, actually, I'll give you the
all right, hold on.
See if he's on Medicaid, too.
Suzanne, let's just find out the deal here so we can figure out what they're doing, what not. We got more coming up.
If he's on Medicaid, he gets
Let's try to get a basic picture. I've never heard of these homes before.
Yeah, they're in residential neighborhoods, usually.
I know, but I've never heard of them.
Like, they're everywhere.
No, Mark, it's different. He says it's 55. It's like, it's not assisted living, though. It's not like whatchamacallit used to have. That's not what he's talking about.
No. They buy up homes like in Highlands Ranch, and then they basically bring in however many they can fit into a group home. And then they take Medicaid, generally payments, from each of the people coming in.
And what is it called? Yeah,
but it's a regular home is what I'm trying to get through to you. It's like in Highlands Ranch. It's like where I used to live.
Did you ever see any?
Yeah, we had two or three in Red Hawk because the neighbors were, the people that lived right next to the homes didn't like it. Happens all the time.
Huh.
And I don't think there's much the HOA to do about it, if I recall.
3 years.
3 years ago?
Well, no, some HOAs have.
Now.
My neighbors will remember now.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Yeah,
now they might stop it.
No, HOAs have it, and they're
Oh, yeah.
People knew it. She's
not
a crazy
related to each
person,
other.
like
They
just
live in a
crazy,
home.
like
Our
outgoing
HOA.
person.
Oh yeah.
So everyone knew Kristen,
Nice.
like, but yeah,
Cool.
she's one of a kind. She lives in San Diego now, but it's, I mean, for a girl in college, like, I don't know if there's a better summer job.
Right, sounds familiar.
Right.
She's bringing in 70
Did
grand.
you say it's in Boulder?
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
It
For sure, it's not bad.
was ridiculous. I was like, damn, I wish I could have done that.
No doubt.
And he didn't want his room number or anything.
Where you live?
No.
I live over in Highlands Ranch.
Oh,
Highlands
nice.
Ranch Golf Club.
Okay, nice. I like that club actually.
It's a good spot.
Yeah.
So we live on that course. I'm a member.
That's the name of the place right there?
Waterton, Kansas.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I don't think I've played that course in a while actually.
That's good. Ravenna's all the golf course you'll ever want. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's plenty difficult.
Yeah, yeah. I remember playing it. I played it in high school.
Where'd you go to high school at?
Castleview.
Okay, yeah.
Castle Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
the first houses.
up there, Bear Dance.
Bear Dance.
Yeah, Bear Dance is a good track.
That's a great course. I love that course.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Red Hawk.
Red Hawk's fun.
Yep.
I like that course because the par fives you can usually get there too.
We call Red Hawk the Redeemer. If you're in a slump, go down there because everything's an elevated tee.
Yeah.
You feel like you're hitting at a mile.
You get to launch it off of everything.
That's true.
And everything's like this. All the fairways are bold. Everything kind of comes
Yep,
right down.
they come
towards
right in the middle.
Our old neighbor won the men's thing there a couple years in a row, man.
Oh, yeah?
It was good.
Good stuff.
Big old dude, too, man.
It's probably a long way.
Yeah, he's not fat. He's just big. I mean, he's really built. He's got to be like 6'4", 6'5". He's a sheriff.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
You see what Streisand said about Michael Jackson?
She's an idiot. He's got his needs. I mean, basically, she said, hey,
What?
your sexual needs are your sexual needs.
She almost
did?
Oh, she said worse than that. She said the boys didn't have a problem being there. It's not like they were killed.
Really, though, the bottom line is she's blaming the parents, not Michael. That's
Well,
really the bottom line.
here's the deal. They're both to blame. Like, I don't care. It'd be like Taylor Swift showing up at my house and saying, I'd like to bring your girls over for a
But
sleepover.
those people still come back. Even when they look around, and then they say, you know what, I'm going to go back.
Yeah, that's right.
Why don't they have internet, I guess, is the only question. Do they have a spokesperson?
I just want to know, like, what is normal in the lease? Like, what is it? Is it like, should they expect computers? Is it furnished? I have no idea how they operate.
If he's on Medicaid, though, he can get a free fucking phone, man.
Yeah.
He can get the Obama phone. He'll have his own internet, whatever.
Do you plan on working?
I'm dead serious, man.
You're hilarious.
It is. It is. All you got, if you're on Medicaid, you get the Obama phone. He finds that so fucking funny.
I know, it's true. I just like it. I like the Obama phone.
Look at him.
It's always entertaining.
Hey, Tom,
You know what? This Affinetti, he gives a bad name to Italians.
Hey, who was the comedian that
You're not
German
doing any
comedian that
favors.
said about Michael Jackson about the
Oh, Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers?
Hey, it's only 5 minutes.
Brian,
It's
Robert
Disney.
Streisand said almost what Joan Rivers said.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
Yeah, but one was a joke. The other one wasn't.
Right.
Did you,
Exactly.
did you watch the documentary?
Okay, guys.
I have. I've heard it. You just can't get that. It's so bad.
Today started out shitty, but it's nice now. I couldn't see anything out my window at all.
I couldn't see your building off the 25.
10 seconds. I'm turning mic on. The technical name is Revitalized Health because they do age-defying treatments. They do testosterone, estrogen, and thyroid delivery in the pellet form, you know, through BioT. That is wonderful. If you're over 30, getting into the 40s, you know, we have to optimize hormones because they start going away. Revitalized Health does it. 3 brothers started this clinic out of 470 in Ken Carroll. They do other things like Juvederm and fillers, and they do Botox and collagen stimulation of your natural collagen. They do thread lifts, Kybella, and more. Check them out. Here's what I call them, thehormonebros.com. Thehormonebros.com. That's Revitalized Health, 720-361-2302. thehormonebros.com. You know, it's natural to be unnatural when it comes to hormones. I mean, you know, don't let people say those low hormone levels are natural. Dying is natural, doesn't mean you want it. Thehormonebros.com.
So, Brett, he apparently would have the kids go to the end of the bed, okay?
Who's this?
Put their asses up and spread their butt cheeks while he self-pleasured.
Oh, my gosh.
Michael. And then Streisand comes out going, he's got his own needs.
No,
Jesus.
Oh, she did too.
She did, man.
She says the boy, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like he killed him.
Oh, my God. She's lost
Yes.
her mind.
Streisand.
She's off the rocker.
She said like basically what Joan Rivers said, only she was serious.
Joan Rivers was this.
No, but Streisand was being real. I mean, she wasn't, it was no joke.
Oh, dude.
She blamed, basically in the whole thing, she's blaming the parents more than anybody. Because Michael has his own sexual needs, she says.
Did she say perversions because of his childhood? I can understand if she said
she
that.
just says he has the sexual needs.
If you watch that and you don't believe those two, you're a fucking idiot.
That's what I've heard. I've heard you just, and you can't get it out of your head. Like, it's so bad and so terrible.
I remember when Frank said to me, Mark, you're not really a shucks and darn kind of guy.
Streisand, though, that just tells me what Hollywood is.
She's nuts, though. I mean, really.
Really?
She came back and apologized left and right.
Oh,
But
no,
she didn't.
not really. She didn't. It wasn't much of a apology. It is.
That's terrible.
See, but liberals get a pass on everything. Everything. They really do. They have that code among them. Political affiliation trumps everything.
The Me Too was
trumps
mostly all
religion.
the
It trumps
Weinberg, he didn't get much of a pass. They got him. Weinstein? Weinberg? What was his
Weinstein.
But you know, Mark, when Michael Jackson did the Super Bowl, he's grabbing himself. There's kids around. I mean, in front of kids.
Yeah, but you're right.
You know what I'm
Actually,
saying?
He was itchy.
well, the fact that he acknowledged these kids slept with him in his bed. I mean, that was like, he acknowledged it. But he said it was more of like having them over like a sleepover.
Yeah, a lot of fun along the way. That don't even.
Yeah.
How about all the people, though, that knew these kids were in there, like the maids and all these people? They should all be culpable,
That's
too.
what I say.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, and I welcome you to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere. We are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life just a little easier. Let's just hope if you're ever accused of a crime, Barbara Streisand is on your jury. Or 6 people just like her. 303-713-TALK. Never mind. If you're not up on the news, I'm not going to tell you about it. So, Suzanne, are you checking out this group home?
Yes, I just left a message for them to call me back,
Okay.
Tom.
This is a group home in a neighborhood. They have 4 homes, and seniors, 55 and older, rent rooms. And William is complaining that there are no cell phones and no broadband or no computers that work. I understand why he would be concerned, but we're trying to figure out what the dang thing is all about to begin with. Like, what should they offer? Because some of them don't even furnish your room. You have to have everything. Some have congregate areas where you go with the others and watch TV and all of that, and you can use a kitchen, but I'm not sure how this works. For example, do they prepare meals for you, William, or is this where you have your own kitchen privileges and do your own? Do you know?
We can use the privilege, but we have to ask permission.
Okay, but do they serve meals to you guys?
Yes.
Okay, that's part of it.
If he's on Medicaid, he can get an Obama phone. Are you on Medicaid?
Yeah, I tried to get an Obama phone, and we'll ship you one, but that never happened.
Well, here
It's
we
not
need
that
to
hard.
we need to look into it, and we are. I just want you to know we will look into it. Okay,
Let's help him get a phone, and
yeah,
then,
we can help you with that. 303-713-TALK. Frank Duran, the real estate man, an email. Do you pre-qualify people when they're looking for a home, or do you just go out and shop with them? I'm serious, because I'm not saying you have to discriminate, but you have to. If somebody you know could not rub 2 nickels together, would you waste a lot of time showing them houses that are $600,000. I'm serious. Do you talk to them about qualification? Because there's one person, the reason they're asking, they're complaining. They said the guy wouldn't take them out until they did what he called an intake form.
That's an excellent question, and yes, we do ask questions.
You have to.
You have to. Number one, for their own benefit. If they're out there looking for properties, it's very important they're prepared. We'll send them to our friends at Ideal Home Loans.
You do an actual approval, right?
Yeah, we'll do a complete pre-approval, so everything's done. All we need is the property, title, contract, and
I mean,
inspection.
it's like, yes, if the house appraises, you can get this loan. The amount is approved.
Yep.
Absolutely. Give them a roadmap. And for the seller's protection, if you're representing the seller and you're going to show the home to the buyer, you want to make sure you're bringing in a qualified buyer and not just somebody that called down the street.
All right. 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Ed. Ed, welcome to the show. What's going on with you, Ed?
Hey, Tom. Just trying to figure out, need some advice about a home contracting. We wanted to get some upgrades done to our house, and it went sideways. And
what kind of upgrades were you doing, Ed?
So we gave them a $3,000 deposit to do tile in our family room and then sand down and restain our kind of entryway.
How'd you find the person?
It's a local company. Drive by them every day. They've been there for quite a while.
Okay, what's the name of the company?
It's Park Place Interiors.
And what went wrong?
Well, the tile was a little painful. The installer had to come out 2 times to repair cracked tiles or replace them. And then we had found some more cracked tiles, so we're waiting to get that all fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Then we ended up having they subcontracted the staining of the floors.
The wood?
Yeah.
And what? So you thought you were dealing with one contractor?
Yeah, it's an interior design studio. They say they're high end, and like I said, it's a local thing, so we figured we're in good hands.
Yeah.
So the subcontractor comes in. They're acting like, and I think that's the problem too, is we can't get them to acknowledge what an abysmal job they've done.
Yeah.
So the first time they came in,
they're acting like, finish that sentence, they're acting like what? Like you're a pain?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like, oh, you're being
fussy?
particular.
Yeah.
But everyone that's seen this floor is like, oh my God, I
hate that. I hate when I know that I'm right, and I'm serious. I don't mean that all the time. I mean like when you know something is poor quality, or somebody did not do something right, or they're impolite, or they're being jerks, and then they make it like you're the one. That just infuriates me. So
yeah, you end up sitting there like,
right.
How does no one see that you ground all my baseboard, you stained my cabinets and my baseboard?
So where does it stand right now? I mean, it sounds like if they've done a lot of that, I mean,
so we ended up, that was on the 25th of February, the first job they did. And we said, hey, you guys are out of your minds. This needs to be fixed. You need to fix my trim, my cabinets, redo the floor.
How are they going to fix your cabinets?
I don't know.
Let me explain something to people listening. When a contractor, a professional, anyone feels that problems are insurmountable and unfixable without major, for example, let's just say your cabinets are such that they would have to literally remove them and replace them. They're not going to do it. They're just not. And when they get an inkling that a problem is insurmountable, they're not going to do anything. They aren't. So you, as a consumer, have to lay out a roadmap to people so they know you can be pleased, first of all, and how to please you. You need to put a handle on a problem. And that serves you. So you say, all right, here's what you did. You can reface this part of the cabinet, and I'll be satisfied. Or you can do this, put new toe kicks in, and I'm satisfied. Or if you do this, but when you say, all of this has to be done, I need this fixed, and this fixed, and that fixed, and this fixed, they're thinking that you're thinking you want new cabinets, new floors, new walls. I mean, you have to put a handle on it. So I am asking you if you've ever clearly defined exactly what you want.
No, and I think it's because the conversations that we have go so
south.
They're at the point where they're like, oh yeah, we can fix all this. We'll get in here, we'll get a new crew, and that's what they claim to have done.
Ed, what are the problems that need to be done on the floors?
So like right now, our cabinets, Where they meet the floor, there's the original.
When you say where the cabinets meet the floor, are you talking about the toe kicks?
The island, I'm sorry. The island is basically the cabinets directly on the floor, so there's no veneer, there's no toe kick.
So what do you plan? Do they have to replace those cabinets? They're not going to.
Yeah, and I wasn't asking for that. I didn't know if they could get the gray goop off and the stain off my cabinet.
How old are the cabinets?
I'm sorry?
How old are they?
We're original owners. We've been here 11 years.
Okay. I mean, you got to give them an idea of what you want done.
Yeah, well, I think the problem, though, is that they're not acknowledging...
It doesn't matter. You have to give them the roadmap. You have to say, I talked to a refinisher. It's going to cost $500 to refinish this.
Yeah, and I think what we ended up doing is after the second attempt to fix these problems and nothing was taken seriously, we met with the president of the company. And
the president of which company? The subcontractor?
Place Interiors.
Okay, and what did he say?
He really wouldn't answer any of my questions, and he started doing some repairs, and they ended up making things worse. So we just kind of said, hey, can you get someone in here to...
Okay. You know what? You're going nowhere. Here's what you need to do. You need to get an expert in from our referral list, if you can get them, because, I mean, people don't like doing cleanup. But you need someone to go in and give you a complete... estimate for fixing all the problems and then sue them in small claims court.
And that's the only way to do it?
Well, we can call him, but it doesn't sound like it's going to do much because the guy's going to say, we'll fix it, and then he's not going to fix it. So it doesn't...
Here's the other issue, and this is kind of what I'm concerned with, is in trying to let them do the right thing, they immediately started submitting the final bill and telling us if we pay, they'll warranty their work. And now they're threatening us with liens.
All right, how much was the original estimate for everything?
It was, I think, $6,107. So we paid $3 and we owe $3,100 according to them.
Here's what's good. If you get an honest-to-goodness estimate, not an exaggerated little nitpicking thing to make your house a showpiece, but what it would be originally, let's say it's going to be $2,000 to fix. Now you got $3,000 that you paid. Another $2,000 to fix it, so that would leave you owing them about $2,000. About let's see, let's just do the math. Another $1,100. That's how you do it. Okay, you get an estimate to fix it the way it would be, the way it was supposed to be originally. But don't go overboard. That is the problem. Going overboard. People have a tendency to go overboard when there's a problem. You don't deserve anything more than what you had. You had used cabinets that were unscarred.
Yeah, Tom, that's the thing. We have an 11-year-old house. We're trying to do upgrades, not...
No, I understand that. I understand that. But there's got to be a number. I know why they're avoiding you, Ed, because I'm a little frustrated. You're not giving me any answers. You have to give me the roadmap. This is what it costs to redo the cabinets on these sides where it's damaged. And this is what it's going to cost to do this. This is what it's going to cost to do that. Then you have a check. This is what I'm willing to write you because it's going to cost this much to fix. Or it could be they end up owing you money.
Yes, and that's the worry we have is we haven't had time to. We got an estimate, or we had somebody come in from another company to give us an estimate on Friday.
And what did they say it would be?
No, they told us they'd get with us today or tomorrow afternoon.
But remember,
to tell us
when they tell you, people have a tendency to exaggerate fixing other people's problems because they don't want to own them. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be very difficult to get a fair price. Are you saying that everything needs to be redone from the ground up?
The floors have some major issues that the man that gave us...
I'm asking you, does everything have to be redone as if it was never done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, as far as the original floor job.
Okay.
And then we still have to deal with some cracked tiles.
So you're saying that you got zero value, and they're going to end up owing you big time, even with the $3,000. You didn't get $3,000 worth of work.
I don't know how you'd price the tile portion of the job, because like I said,
you price it per square foot.
Look for more cracked tiles.
They did the work.
The portion of it is totally needs to be redone.
Okay, what's the majority, the wood or the tile?
I think it was mainly the tile was the main part of the cost.
Well, then you should pay them every bit for the tile. Did you get an estimate on what that's worth?
No, I have to get a separate tile guy in here.
Well, you got to. You got to start doing some math, okay? We can help you, but you got to start doing some math.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
This guy's so listening, nobody wants to deal with that. No one. You can't. There's no roadmap. People think, oh God, I'm not dealing with it. They won't take your call.
Back to patients there. Otherwise, the highway drive is in good shape across the metro area freeway system. Traveling up
Because they're nutty buddies.
There is a crash or an accident eastbound I-60.
Look, he did not file income tax for years.
Who?
Abenetti. They're going after his ass now, man.
He's got some other issues too.
Abenetti did not
For
file
years
income tax.
identified. He's just misunderstood.
Yeah.
Confused.
He hung out with that porn star too long.
Right.
No, he's in trouble.
He's in big trouble. Are you kidding?
I tell you, Tucker named him well.
He was, too.
And he wanted to run for president, Abenetti.
Yes, he said that. That's right. That's right.
The Dems liked him.
Okay, guys.
I think he should.
Mike's coming on. A safe, conservative investment for everyone. That doesn't mean everyone should do it, but it's safe and conservative. It's a life insurance policy. No, you're not investing in it. It's just a vehicle, so you can overfund it on purpose because everything you put in grows tax-free. Then you use it through your life, and then you use it ultimately through loans to supplement your Social Security, and it becomes supplemental income and you never pay tax on it. Find out more, becomethebanker.info. Becomethebanker.info, 303-779-6600.
For 40 years, DMD Window and Door has been helping Coloradans build in more comfortable and beautiful homes. Top name brand, top quality windows and doors, the highest standards for installation and customization. When you call DMD,
I'm looking forward to racquetball, bro. Do you play racquetball?
I don't.
how can you play?
We've been playing, what, twice a week for a while.
It's so much fun.
At least once a week.
Good way to think, sure.
If you crazy,
You sweat like crazy.
It's crazy. I keep forgetting my watch. I bet my heartbeat averages for an hour at least 150. I'd be shocked if it wasn't 160.
Yeah, you wouldn't think you're not. It's
like a
small
rope.
space. But you're side to side. It's crazy. I enjoy. I haven't played.
No, it's so weird. It's like everybody just gets back into it after a while. Right? Hold on, guys.
Are you next?
Yeah.
Colorado's best. Learn more at dmdwindows.com. That's dmdwindows.com.
All right, what have I been telling you about PriceFixerDenver.com? If you're buying a new furnace or a new air conditioner, you're simply going to get the best price out there. In fact, they have the lowest price guarantee. On top of that, you ready for this? Their service department does not charge. Listen, you have any problem with your air conditioner or furnace, they don't charge a trip charge, and they don't charge a diagnostic fee. You can't get any better than that. And they have the lowest price guarantee. So whether you're looking for a new furnace or a new air conditioner, you go to PriceFixerDenver.com. Just check it out, too. If you already bought a unit, why don't you go there and see how much you could have saved if you went to PriceFixerDenver.com. And once again, never ever, and I mean this, a trip charge, never ever a diagnostic fee. If you ever have a problem with your furnace or air conditioner, you go call them. You go to PriceFixerDenver.com. You can get their phone number, PriceFixerDenver.com. They're changing the way America is shopping for furnaces and air conditioners. I had George on, by the way, Friday. We blew him up pretty good.
What was he here for? Card day?
No, he just called in. I wanted to.
How was card day? Did Tom come?
Oh, it was crazy. No, Tom did not come. One of his guys quit, man, so he's like
a one-arm man.
One-arm bandit.
Paper hanger.
He got his leg, though.
Didn't we already see it?
He showed, no, we saw the...
we saw a photo.
Picture. Yeah, we saw a photo, that's right. No, card day was great, man. Who was it? Mark, Wachowski, Kevin?
You need the law offices of Joseph A.
Mark got that new, doesn't he?
He's what?
Has a rebound going right now, doesn't he?
Slowly. He's
right now, they'll start picking up, man. The weather's got to turn for these guys, all the automotive. Remember, I was in that shit forever, man. February's just a horrible, horrible.
February's just bad, though, in every
February's just brutal.
There's new hail damage guy, too.
Yeah, we had new hail damage guy. Twin brother. It's kind of bizarre. Two twins. identical. And then
Were they both in?
Yep. And then the third was a
Brother.
Yeah, but a half brother. What did he say? A brother from another mother, like literally.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot, but this was the real deal.
Yeah.
Put it on pause for a second. You know what I mean.
Wins the gold medal. And your morning drive. Ross Kaminsky.
Always listen to him on the way into work. It's a good start.
Mornings 5 to 10 on 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So this problem, we're going to work on off the air, Park Place Interiors. Really, Ed, you have to get math done and find out what you should be paying them and pay them. And then hold back whatever it's going to take to fix things. Speaking of contractors, Ernie, what's going on with your roofer? Hi, Ernie. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on?
Hey, thank you, sir, for taking my call.
What's going on, Ernie?
Here's what's going on. I had my roof done, and I signed an agreement with a contractor that says per insurance proceeds.
Yeah, that's the worst contract you could ever find, ever.
And it doesn't stand up to what it's supposed to be, SB 38.
It's the worst one, and Mark's quoting a law. It's the worst thing you can do. And what Mark was saying is that there's a standardized form right now that's supposed to be followed, and what that is full materials and prices and measurements. And here's the deal, Ernie. Whenever it says per insurance proceeds, I tell the roofer, get lost. I don't want you. I want someone who's going to get what I really need, not what the insurance pays. And so it's just a cheap, easy way for a roofer to get you signed up. And it means absolutely nothing. But anyway, you signed a as per insurance proceeds. So if the insurance said they were only going to pay for 10 square feet, your roofer says, okay, we'll do 10 square feet, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So here's the problem. I got the bill, and I went through the bill line by line, and he overcharged me $1,500 in sales tax.
What does that mean? He overcharged you? You mean that when you actually did the math, he multiplied wrong?
No, he is. I live in the county.
I see.
Not the city limits.
Okay.
So the sales tax amounted to $1,500.
Okay. Well, that's an easy fix, for goodness sakes.
No, it isn't. I'll continue here.
Yeah.
Then he didn't do my downspouts, and he didn't do the wood shake shingles on my roof.
But it doesn't say he's going to. It says per insurance proceeds.
Right. So that's what he's claiming.
Well, hold on. I need to know what it says. It says more than per insurance proceeds. What does it actually say?
Exactly that. Per insurance
That's
proceeds.
it. Okay, so for example, he has to do no work and he simply gets the insurance proceeds. According to you, if the contract says per insurance proceeds and you signed it, you're agreeing to give him the insurance and he doesn't have to do anything. That's what you're telling me.
Well, yes, but he's also trying to collect sales tax money that he's not entitled to.
Well, then don't give it to him. But he didn't have to do a roof for you the way I'm reading it. The way you just told me, it says, if I look at your contract, it says nothing except per insurance proceeds. It doesn't say he has to do a roof. It doesn't say he has to do cedar shingles. It doesn't say he has to do one lick of work. He simply gets your insurance proceeds, right?
Yes.
Well, if you sign that, I got to tell you, Ernie, I don't know what to do, because how would you – there's not one word on there other than per insurance. It's a 3-word contract is what you're telling me.
That's what he's
then you need to show it to me. Ernie, I'm not going to go on. I need to see it. I don't believe it. Okay? He says he has a 3-word contract, per insurance proceeds. I want to see it, Ernie. I'm not trying to kiss you off. I'm not trying to piss you off. I will help you. I got to see the contract.
Take a photo of it and text it.
Send it. He says it's a 3-word contract, per insurance proceeds. If that's the case, it's the stupidest, dumbest, most moronic contract I have ever heard of in my entire life. What you are agreeing to do is hand over your insurance proceeds for nothing. That's what it means. That's what it means. What's going on, Santiago? What's going on?
Yes, sir. I work for this.
Suzanne, would you have him tell him how he can get us that 3-word contract? Ernie has to send it to us. Go ahead, Santiago. Sorry.
Yes, I worked for this company for 21 years.
Yeah.
And my benefits for retirement were to reimburse me for medical, dental, and vision.
Well, hold on. What do you mean your retirement?
When I retired from that company.
What do you have a retirement plan?
Yes, that was supposed to be it.
What is it called?
What's that? My retirement plan?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It was from Mercer Health.
Okay, you have a retirement plan from Mercer Health, and then there's a plan document. Okay, so the plan document would say what they're supposed to do for you, and you're from what your memory, they're supposed to do what for you, sir?
They're supposed to be reimburse me for my medical, dental, and vision.
Okay, that's what you remember. But do you have a document that says that?
Yes.
Okay,
what
good.
They did is they reimbursed me my first year.
Good.
Okay, they reimbursed me, no problems at all. And then they changed retirement companies to Mercer Health Retirement, and they're the ones for Comcast.
Where did you work, sir?
I worked for Comcast.
Okay, and the first year, who was your retirement plan with?
It was with some health care.
Okay, and now it's with Mercer.
Now it's with Mercer.
But
so
you get, even though you're retired, you get this for how long, sir?
I get it for the rest of my life. I'm supposed to get it.
All right. And so you're saying they changed plans, and what did you lose as a result?
No, I don't get any.
Don't get any what?
Any reimbursement for my medical, because what happened is last year
hold on. If you have a retirement plan that was paying medical, dental, and vision, now the retirement plan is not paying medical, dental, or vision?
No, they're not anymore.
Then you don't have a retirement plan, in other words.
So they changed it on us.
Well, they changed it. They took it away. You're telling me, do they pay a month? What do they pay? Let's put it that way.
I have TRICARE. So they were.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking, what are they paying for now with the new plan? What are they paying for?
They're not paying me anything.
Okay, then it's not a plan. See, I have that plan too. I have that plan too. Your plan, I have your plan. Your plan is not paying me a dime. So I don't understand what you mean. If they're not paying anything, you don't have a plan.
I think what he's saying is they're not reimbursing him because probably his doctors are maybe out of network. I mean, there's got to be something here.
No, he's saying they don't pay anything. Why do you think I'm really trying to understand. If they don't pay anything, why do you think you even have a plan? Because I can give you a plan that doesn't pay anything. I'll cover the entire city of Denver, but it doesn't pay anything. So why is it a plan? Do they pay a pension payment to you?
Well, it was supposed to be my reimbursement for my
No, I mean, in addition to that, Santiago, I promise you, I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
Yes.
What I'm asking you is, this retirement plan that is paying nothing, do they pay anything like, do they pay, for example, just a monthly stipend? Do they pay anything to you?
No.
Then is it safe to say you don't have a plan?
Okay, so after my 21 years when I retired,
yes,
they say they were going to reimburse me for my TRICARE.
I understand. So, they were going to pay you, and then they just took it away without warning.
Correct.
Did this happen to a bunch of people, Santiago?
More people that have TRICARE, yes, only for TRICARE.
But did they say you don't have TRICARE anymore, but we're going to give you this?
No, we have TRICARE because that's my military retirement. And they don't consider TRICARE as a reimbursement anymore.
Well, wait, let me get this straight. So you have TRICARE from the military, right?
Correct.
Thank you for your service. Now, you're a veteran, right?
Yes, sir.
And what does TRICARE pay?
The military pays my TRICARE I pay TRICARE for $60 a year.
Okay.
They're supposed to be reimbursing me that every month.
Hold on. So you were going to, the TRICARE that you're paying, your Comcast retirement used to reimburse you for that.
Yes, sir.
I get you. But they don't reimburse you for that anymore.
No, sir.
So you have to pay TRICARE out of your pocket.
Correct. even though I was doing that before I retired, but after I retired, that was part of my contract.
I understand. Do you have a contract that we can show, that you can show us, that we can fight for you? In other words, do you have this in writing anywhere?
I'll have to look at that.
Hold on. You're cutting out. Santiago, we need to see anything that you have in writing to help you. In other words, I need to see where they promised you a retirement plan and then took it away. Okay?
Okay.
Do you think you can find it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on. I don't want you to get disconnected. Suzanne, let's see if this poor guy can send us something. Santiago, I don't know if they screwed you or not. I don't know what they promised you. So try, if you work with us, we'd be happy to have somebody work with you on it, okay? I'm going to have Deputy Daff work with you on it, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you'll be happy she's working on it because she doesn't let go. She doesn't let go, okay? 303-713-TALK.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio
I
station.
think they're giving him, he can go to Mercer because he worked for Comcast. Forget about his TRICARE. I'm saying Mercer is like Kaiser. He could go there and get all that stuff probably covered for free, but they'll no longer give him the $460. They're saying you can go to our place.
Okay. You think that's what it is?
What else could it be? I don't know what else. I mean,
I'm going to cover all of Denver with that plan.
I know, it's the best.
You're covered. We pay nothing, but you're covered. That's like those Christian share plans.
That was, you were so pissed. Not one time
I
did they pay a nickel.
I paid $500 a month for nothing.
For literally nothing.
Yeah, no, I got a letter saying this is not covered.
So he must have retired from the military.
I paid $500 a month for a letter telling me I wasn't covered. Do I have a spot coming up? Fix it? No, Paradigm.
Ours is horrible. Just, our health insurance is so bad.
Let me do Fix It here and we'll figure out the next break, okay? Let's all do that.
What does building a better bank look like? It starts with building Capital One cafes, warm, inviting places that feel nothing like a typical bank, where you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. And you'll always find people ready to help you, not sell you. Welcome to Banking Reimagined.
TRICARE, the military thing, they got to pay.
For consumers only, offered by Capital One and AM
They pay, what, so much a year to TRICARE?
2018 Capital One.
Do you think that guy has a 3-word contract?
Farmers Insurance.
No way.
It could be. Well, it's going to be a regular roofing contract, and then under the description, he just put that. That's my. That's what I think.
But it doesn't say we'll replace roof per insurance. It says per insurance proceeds.
I bet it does. You don't think so?
I don't know.
I don't know. But you're not supposed to do that. I can tell you that. Not according to SB 38.
What do you already have him do it?
He's trying to get. All he's trying to do is get $1,500 back for the sales taxes. That's where it sounded to me.
Well,
he's trying to nitpick the contract.
But the insurance didn't say that.
Well, according to him, Tom's right. He didn't even have to do the roof.
Okay. I got to turn on the mic right now.
One exception being
Farmers runs every hour, every break. It's crazy. Fix It 24/7, the $39 people. For $39, they'll come and find any problem, and then when they find it, whether it be plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, they will credit you the $39, so you always know exactly what a service call will cost, and you'll know that you'll get a $39 credit for the best value and parts around. That's Fix It 24/7. Give them a call, 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939, or fixmyhome.com.
Can you believe that creepy porn lawyer? Honest to God, he's a jerk. He totally the client is what they're saying. They're saying he called Nike and said, "Hey, my client," and there was no client.
Is that what, really? You don't think they would have...
it's crazy how he could get away with that.
Okay. He's a Democrat.
God. Remember when he would be on CNN every night and he was the toast of the town?
They loved him. They did.
What happened with Trump? So they didn't find anything with Russia?
Trump's celebrating right now.
Oh, he's going to get his.
I tell you, they're not going to drop it. They're going to be like a bulldog to the bone.
Was that guy sending that contract? Did he say that? A few days? A few days.
Gotta find a ditto machine.
Mudjacking can take care of all of
The roofer, yeah, the guy. He wasn't the roofer. He was the caller.
business. 303-410-7787. 410-7787. CrackerJackMudjacking.com. Denver Stock Station, 630 KHOW.
Money.
All right, 303-713-8255. Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. What'd you say rates are right now?
So 30-year fixed rates, 4%.
Oh man, what was it? What was it like 3-4 months ago? Honestly,
oh, we were up in the high. We were 4 3/4.
So if people, let me ask you this: if they refied with you, and it drops 3/4 of a point, you'd be refining them again right now for free.
We will be sending out emails to everybody that qualifies.
Oh, whoa! You actually do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I figured they'd have to see it to call you up.
No. We'll call them. We want to help them out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You think they're going to stay right around here?
You know, the bond market's softening right now. I know you follow that as well. And so, you know, we might see it get a little bit better, but I would take what you can get while it's here because it's more likely it'll go back up than go down further.
And, Frank, the lower the rates, the busier you get because people can afford a bigger house.
Absolutely. That inspires the buyers that are out there buying more properties.
Did we get that contract, that 3-word contract yet?
Is that for the roofer?
Yes.
No, he wanted to talk to an attorney and said he'd get back to us, so I referred him out.
All right. James, what's happening, James?
Hey, Tom. So I'm the landlord renting a room of my house to a tenant, and we are in a month-to-month lease agreement that renews the 15th of every month.
Okay.
I admit, I don't fully know what I'm doing. It was my first shot at having a roommate as an adult homeowner. So I used the generic lease template.
Yeah.
But in that lease agreement, it states that the lease term may end at any time by the landlord or tenant, providing at least 30 days written notice.
Usually what that means as far as, usually it means when you have a 30-day notice or a 10-day notice or a 15-day notice, it usually means from the time of, before the end of the current cycle. That's what it usually means. Okay. But anyway, why? What's happening with you?
So it's not working out. It would be in my best interest to terminate the lease agreement.
Yeah, there would be no harm in saying, okay, you rent from the 15th to the 15th, so when he comes to pay you, the 15th, you say, or on the 15th, you say, hey, you know, let's make this the last one.
Boy, that's got to be awkward.
Right. Okay. So, and that was what my concern was because...
What was your concern?
March 15th already passed. So I figured I would have to wait until April 15th.
Listen, I'm not going to get into your agreement and give you legal advice, but here's what I'm telling you. That in every agreement I've seen, the notice period is from the cycle. However, if you have a friendly relationship, you say, hey, man, I'm supposed to give you 30 days notice. How about we make it 30 days from now?
Okay.
And then if he says okay, just say, okay, here, I'm just going to jot it down. And, man, it was nice having you, but I want to go back to living alone. I mean, you know, in other words, if you both agreed to it, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Sure.
Do you have anything in writing?
Well, other than the signed lease agreement that has that vague...
And it should have, I'll bet you, if you used a template, it probably does say 30 days from the...
No, he read it. It doesn't.
It doesn't?
It doesn't. Nope.
It just says...
But what was confusing is that I would expect then for it to say something about prorating.
You know what's funny is that that's so ambiguous, it's going to be completely... It's going to be seen by how the other guy wants it seen.
Right. Right. And I would expect that it would have some language about prorating if it were to be interpreted that it could apply to any 30 days. Because if I were to tell him right this minute, and it would expire April 21st, then technically when he goes to pay rent on April 15th, I'd have to prorate that 7 days. And it doesn't get into that.
So then what are you going to do? You're going to wait till the 15th and tell him then? That's what I would do.
Well, I really like your idea. I'm going to just start with a conversation.
Yeah, and that's what I would do. I would say, look, what do you say we make it 30 days from now? Would that be okay? And then on the 15th, you know, instead of paying me the full month, just pay me up to the 25th.
Maybe he'll talk you into staying.
Right. Okay,
Why? Hey, by the way, why do you want to terminate? What's the real reason?
Well, and I cut all that out because I know you don't like long stories.
No, it's not a long story. I'm just curious. You know what? People learn a lot when they listen to the show, so I'm always interested in letting people hear experiences. So what is your experience? What's going on with that?
Well, I learned shortly into the arrangement that he's in recovery with drugs. And then, but the real kicker is he sent me a text on Friday saying he's going to be gone the next 30 days because he checked himself into a sober living house. And so it's like, okay, and I trust that he's going to come back. It's not a question of, well, what if he leaves his stuff, blah, blah, blah. But when he does return, I really just want the arrangement to come to an end because I don't
Man, you better let him know before he leaves, you know?
Yeah, right.
Do you know what kind of addiction it is?
Meth.
God, you couldn't have a worse one. That's why I was asking. Holy crap. Tie everything down and change the locks.
Right. But I can't just do that without...
Hide your cold medicine and batteries.
Right.
I mean, really, it's like, it's ruthless. It's terrible. Oh, my God. Darcy, what's going on with you, Darcy?
Hi, Tom. How are you doing?
Good. What's happening with your roofer?
Okay, so our roofer, this is our first claim ever, and so we let them see the adjustment sheet, which we know is a mistake.
Yeah,
now.
I don't like that. Yeah, but you know, so they saw the adjustment sheet. What did they do?
Yes, they contracted with us for the amount that the insurance company would pay for the roof.
Oh God!
And it's a specific amount. It's not an estimate or anything. It's a very specific amount.
And they put that on the contract.
They put that on the contract that we both signed, that although they did fail to have us sign the supplements part, which is what they're trying to kind of work their way. So what they did was they
the supplement, though, your insurance pays supplements if they're legit.
Right, and which there are no supplements. And so what they did was they padded the unit price, okay,
let's put it this way. How much was the insurance company's adjustment? How much?
For the roof, the part, because it also included paint and a window, but just for the roof was $15,000 and change.
And then they said then they put down $15,000 and change on their contract.
On the contract, but then when they submitted to the insurance company for the final payment, they padded it by $5,000. They tried to lay claim to the entire claim.
And what did your insurance? Okay, and what did your insurance say?
Well, our insurance, they cut the check because they mistakenly thought that the roofers had also done the painting and window replacement.
Now what? So now you can't get the other money because your roofer has it, right?
Right, and the roofer knows that the insurance company accepted their final bid, and so they want all of the money. They want the extra $5,000.
Well, hold on. I thought you said they already cut the check for it.
They did because our.
Well, then they already got the money. You're confusing me. You told me that they already paid. The insurance already paid them.
Well, they paid us and then for us to pay the roofer.
Okay, hold on. That's good. You're in the. Hold on. That's good. Hold on.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
She said they paid the roofer. They paid her. But now the roofer.
But why would the roofer want money for the paint job if he's
not going to get it?
Right.
Screw him.
Still not.
The bottom for the roof is $15,000.
He wanted more money.
$5,000 for paint and windows.
Yes.
So apparently he's seen that, and he submitted a bill to the
for paint. I mean, that's
well, no, for everything, but he said he had it for the roof.
I think he wanted to get off of it. He was just so.
But she has the money. You
she got the money.
And now the roofer's threatening to lien her.
Apparently that's what
But he has no right.
That's exactly.
Something's weird. No, we're missing something. What are you forgetting to tell us?
No, I think that. But did they have that 3-word?
Did she have a 3-word contract?
You know what? I saw it come from my Gmail. Is it one of those?
Well, you pissed him off if he wouldn't say the contract.
Right now, we have Outlook.
Somebody wants to be clear now.
Here's the thing. Tom's picturing this. What did the 3 words say?
As per insurance.
As per insurance. With nothing else on there. That's what he's picturing. What I'm picturing is actually a roofing contract, where when the pricing they put as per.
Or they might have had a check box.
doing it with his heroin.
I don't know why you even get started on that stuff. Why even start? You know?
That's good though. Hey, what, I didn't, okay, what, I was looking at a picture of that. What did they say? I hear you laughing in the background?
Yes, it must have been when you had the other one on.
It wasn't anywhere. It's not part
This
of
camera, or
the
this microphone, maybe.
norm anymore.
Well, I always have that on during the break.
No, I mean like when you switch it over and they're all on. I don't know what he was saying, actually.
I do have them both on at once for like...
Unless if someone had their mic on, maybe, but
It was
we
really
wouldn't hear the
incredible.
thing.
They said, why wouldn't you just try the Jewel?
Those makers of jewels should all be thrown in prison for selling to kids.
Mark, how was it? When we got that snow day, how was it where you're at? I was wondering about
Oh, we got hammered, Frank. We got, oh my God. We didn't come in. We couldn't have got in. The next day we almost didn't get in, but my neighbor got his big plow out.
Make the switch.
Oh, really?
It was like gusts of 35 miles an hour.
Wow.
35, I thought it was 70 miles an hour.
Was it higher than that? Jeez.
I don't know what we got Frank at, but we, it was literally just a snow total for great.
It's funny because my kids kept, you know, oh, the bomb cyclone, Dad. I'm like, look, guys, this is a blizzard. These are blizzards.
It's a bomb cyclone. They closed Douglas 2 days.
Would you ever lease out real estate?
If you want to take it somewhere else, no problem. You still
Do
pay
you know
nothing.
how much they're getting for them?
For what?
Do you know how much they're getting for them?
8.
For what?
They're getting 10 to 11,000 a month.
For those condos?
But you know what's good about that? Your caliber of person that's going to be in there.
So if you take away the $2,000
Yeah.
in homeowners fees.
Well, you're still going to have some electric and shit, right?
So let's just say I have 8. No, they have to pay that. So let's say $8,000 a month times 12. That's a good return.
It's great until they start cooking meth
Well,
in
is it a
there.
good return? Is 8 times 26?
Actually, that's pretty.
96 grand on 1.5, 1.7. I mean.
Almost.
4% though.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, that's only 4% though. And then if it goes down though, I think where your risk factor is if it drops down in the market, you lost all that money.
Yeah, I think it's the height.
I do too.
I do. And even if it's not, who cares? I mean,
It's pretty damn close.
making a shit like, yeah, I don't want to.
Hey, was that what was wrong with your tractor when it went down? Remember?
It was.
Sure was. You went and fixed it?
Well, it would be really nice.
It blew it twice. I
take
did
the
it. I was heading back over, so I started doing some other stuff, and it blew another one. It hasn't blown another one since.
Better get some extras.
Oh, I get that one. It takes a little while for it.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Darcy, we're trying to get a clear picture here. So, first of all, you had a contract, and he saw the contract, and he said he'd do the roof for $15,000 some odd dollars, right?
Correct.
But in addition, the contract showed you needed painting and some other stuff done, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And what did the insurance allow for that work?
Around $2,000 for some paint and about
what did it come to
$400 for
total?
the window. The total was $20,000, a little over $20,000.
Okay, so an extra $5,000 for the extra work, but that wasn't. You guys were going to do that yourself?
Yeah, we already had the house painted actually, but we haven't done the claim yet.
I understand, but you wanted to take that he did not get that part of the bid. Does your contract clearly show it's just for the roof?
Yes, just the roof.
So he submitted a fraudulent claim to your insurance.
Yes, they padded the unit price.
I understand that. What did? Hold on. But did he pad it for the roof, or did he claim he did painting?
It looks like he just padded the roof.
Okay.
I don't see anything on there about paint.
So he did not really claim to do work he didn't claim.
No,
he didn't do it. In other words, he's just padding it. Instead of charging you $15, he's charging you $20 because he knows you're getting $20. Is that right?
That's correct.
What's your deductible?
$1,000.
Okay, listen. If this guy comes back to you for extra money and you show him the contract, you just pay him what the contract says. What will he say if you just say, here's the contract, here's what I'm paying you? What will he say?
Well, we've said that, and he said, I know that your insurance company accepted our total.
It doesn't matter if they accepted it. It doesn't matter if they accepted it. Your contract was with him. He didn't have a contract with your insurance.
Correct. Well, I think my worry is because he knows that we got that money from the insurance company that they're entitled to it, and that
they're not entitled to. They're not entitled to it. Okay. So hold on, though. Here's what I want to know, because this is really important. Really important that you answer this correctly. Your original contract was for 20, and that included $5,000 in extras plus 20 plus 15 for the roof. Is that right?
Well, the adjustment was $20,000, yes, but the contract with the roofing company was $15,000.
I know, and I'm asking you. I know exactly what you're saying, but now I'm asking you another question that I want to know the truth. Does this mean you still get the 5 plus they've actually agreed to pay 5 more, so the total bid right now stands at 25? Is your insurance agreeing to pay 25, or is that extra 5 coming out of your painting budget?
Right, the extra 5 is coming out of the painting budget.
How do you know that? How do you know that? They didn't submit for painting. They submitted for a roof. So in other words, if a roofer was doing a supplemental claim on a roof, it would be 15 plus 5 equal 20. It would not affect the other 5 you have coming for other stuff. Because if the insurance did accept their bid for 20, and you still have your 5, you have no business going after that extra money if your insurance decided to pay it. You can go after them for your insurance company, but if you collect the money, you have to give it back. You're not going to get an extra 5, but I'm not going to get the straight answer from you, because I want to know, is your insurance company saying, hey, your roofer gets 20 grand for everything and you don't get this extra 5, your bid is still only 20,000 even though the roofer increased their price? That doesn't sound right to me. Your roofer did not put painting and all of that on the bid. They simply put the roof on there. And they submitted a $20,000 roofing bid, not a painting and roofing bid. Is that right?
That's right, and we haven't submitted for extra.
I'm asking you one question. You need to find this out. You need to find out, will your insurance company be paying you a grand total of 20, that's a grand total, or a grand total of 25 as a result of the roofer getting 5 more? If the roofer got 5 more and can justify it, they're entitled to it, but you can fight them on it because you have a contract. But I'm going to tell you something, Darcy. If you and your husband are thinking, you know what, I want that extra 5 grand, you're not going to get it. If you win that extra 5 grand because you can prove by contract they should have only charged 15, that extra 5 grand is going back to your insurance company. You get to keep. You get to keep. So you're concerned that they took 5,000 more than they're entitled to, and I think you're right. If your contract says 15 and they charge 20, you say they padded it, but that's not what they're going to say. They're going to say they had a supplemental. There's a difference. So I'm concerned that on a couple things. If you truly want to fight for your insurance company to give them back 5 grand, that's laudable. That's very admirable that you want to do that. But, Darcy, you don't get to keep it. If truly it's a $15,000 bid and you prove it, that extra 5 grand does not go in your pocket. It goes to your insurance company. You get to keep the 5 grand for the painting and all that other stuff. But see, I first thought that your roofer put in a $15,000 bid for the roof and then put in for the painting and stuff they didn't do. But that's not what happened. They did not put in for the painting and the other extras. They simply put in for the roof, right?
That's correct.
Then you need to fight them on it.
They're trying to lay claim on the entire thing.
No, they're not. They're trying to get an extra. They're not trying to lay claim on the entire thing. They're trying to get an extra 5. There's a big difference. I don't still think you're getting it. They're trying to get an extra 5. They're not trying to cut into your 5. That's what they're trying to do. We're out of time. If you want to talk about this, we can tomorrow and get our insurance experts on. But we're out of time now. IdealHomeLoans.com and FrankDuranTheRealEstateMan.com.
When you sorry, I got toward the end there. I didn't get a chance to say that.
I'm still confused on what she's fucking doing.
No, Mark. They said 15 for the roof.
That's right.
5
They
for
do
painting.
supplemental.
5 for painting. The roofer put in 20 for the roof. He didn't put in saying.
That's what I'm saying. Why does she think the roofer shouldn't get that then? And she still has her 5.
Right, because she wants it. That's why.
That's why I'm going, there must not be that other 5.
But I thought at the beginning.
No, there is. There is. She wants 10. She said at first they put in for painting they didn't do. Why should they get that? That's not what they did. The more I drilled down, Mark, it all boils